believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma facing our nation. I believe I have a keen understanding of the economy and how to improve where we're at relative to other nations around the world. I believe that our goal at America's Third Party was to create a very strong platform in which would propel the American people forward with new opportunities and a new possibility of creating a better nation, a cleaner environment, and less war. Best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm David Sponheim. Happy to be here. We are America's Third Party, and we are doing a show every single night, and we've been doing shows for 10 years now. It's amazing how many times we've done these shows. It's phenomenal. Yeah, I've never been able to really understand how I'm able to do this, other than the fact that it is invigorating to get links and to share ideas. And we have a great interactive virtual chat show. And you guys keep it alive, too, with all your interaction. But this is the kind of thing that most people couldn't do for more than 10 hours or 10 consecutive shows. So we're in a realm all our own. No one has ever done this many broadcasts, simulcasts, and continuously without break. We take a day off for Sunday. But every day is unique. Today is Friday, Freedom Friday. Saturday is the anti-war rally. Monday is Conspiracy Monday. Tuesday is Truth Tuesday. Wednesday is Wasteful Wednesday. We talk about government waste and radioactive waste and toxic waste. Thursday is Technology Thursday, and when we rotate back to Freedom Friday. So that's what we do, and it keeps things going. We've kind of honed in on these themes. So today we talk about brutality, police brutality, and I'm putting the statement out there. It's a pretty broad and wild statement that the police really are not that necessary. We need a standing force, a National Guard organization that's ready to go in case we ever have civil unrest. But we've turned our police force into the National Guard. We've weaponized them. We've given them all kinds of SWAT vehicles, MRAPs, HRAPs, helicopters, night vision equipment, stun guns, bullets, guns. I mean, we have turned our country's police force into a standing army against its own people. And what are they doing? They are pulling people over going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. They're tagging people just to get enough money so that they can get a job and get a repeat income. That's all they're doing. It's like a repeat recycled income. It's extortion. And they make it.
Calls, right?
What's that?
Tim, you're not accepting calls, correct?
Not right now from Tim. No, I never take calls from Tim.
I just left it on.
Thank you.
I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna call.
Okay. Yeah, so if you could name a crime that police have prevented, I'd love to know what that crime is. I believe the cops should be turned into much more sensitive, sentient beings who care about preserving the peace and protecting people, not harassing you while you drive down the road going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. So I think that what we need to do is sensitivity training for all our police officers that accept federal money indirectly. And every municipal city, every county government, every single state should have limitations on what they can do in terms of arming up. And we shouldn't have SWAT vehicles everywhere. We shouldn't have these things. They should be parked at the National Armory for the National Guard. So what I'm suggesting is less traffic cops patrolling the streets, bothering you, no checkpoints to stop people on roadsides like they're doing now in California and Marina del Rey. I saw that. That's ridiculous. You're just driving along and you got a checkpoint for sobriety everywhere you go. Why don't teachers get paid more and politicians get paid so much and don't do squat? Camera shy. Good point. And politicians make laws that teachers have to abide by, and politicians probably couldn't even answer questions on a test. Wow. Sorry it happened. Rosenstein has suggested he secretly record Trump and discuss the 25th Amendment, but he's denying it. Rod Rosenstein, who's been under pressure because of his actions to allow Mueller to continue this investigation, which is very fruitful in showing that Trump really did collude with the Russians. We're seeing Rosenstein being attacked and vilified by the Republicans now, because during the time when he was just put in the office a couple of weeks into it, he made some wild statements, but he's denying he made those statements. But at this point, it doesn't matter. There's nothing Donald Trump is going to gain from vilifying Rod Rosenstein, or Republicans for that matter. They're claiming conspiracy. That's what the Republicans are claiming. It's all a witch hunt. It's all a Russian witch hunt. Well, I'm sorry, but it's not. It shows deep roots to Russian oligarchs' money and all the mistakes that Trump made, working with Russians in the White House. Meeting Russians the day he fired Comey. I mean, what the heck was he trying to do? Trump isn't stopping the deep state. I'm telling you, they got too many goods on him. They've got his big debt load with Deutsche Bank that he's got to meet, $1 billion debt to Deutsche Bank. They've got the sex tape dossier, which still has not been made public. They're controlling Trump. That's why I'm saying the deep state owns him. That's why they want to keep him in power. But in reality, the truth is getting out. He colluded with the oligarchs, the Russian oligarchs, who, by the way, are being run by the deep state, or the deep state's running. Basically, we're seeing Russian oligarchs running our deep state now. So you people think that Trump's stopping the deep state? No. Russian oligarchs and Zionists and Ashkenazis are living in our government right now. I wouldn't doubt that they were originally Nazis at one time. Seriously. Anyway. Let's read the story. Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein suggested last year that he secretly record Trump in the White House to expose the chaos consuming the administration. He discussed recruiting cabinet members to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office for being unfit. If he was doing that and it was a political move for him, I don't think so. You could decide that the Deputy Attorney General and the acting Attorney General, who recused himself, Jeff Sessions, were working in the interests of our nation's security. Anything they do, including invoke the 25th Amendment, is to ensure our safe, secure nation is not being manipulated by a tweet-crazed fool who thinks he can throw our trade policies under the bus while he profits on the side. Maybe Rosenstein was doing a good job. Maybe he was actually trying to get to the bottom of this. So, the Republicans are now trying to blame him. Attack the messenger. All I can tell you is we have one goal, and that's to get the truth out before the midterm elections. The fact that Mueller is hemming and hawing, he promised us we'd know about obstruction by September. He has 9 days to determine if obstruction occurred and make that statement. If he wants to be an honorable man, Mueller better go ahead and do that. Otherwise, he just lied 3 months ago about getting obstruction charges before the midterms. If we are going to make a credible decision to vote for either a Democrat or Republican, because clearly a third party is not quite in the mix right now, if we don't get a democratically led House to basically push impeachment so that a Republican-led Senate can decide, then we aren't really doing our job as voters, are we? Because obviously all this evidence against the Russian collusion and how they rigged the election to favor Trump is very real. We think impeachment is underway, yes. Well, if he is part of the deep state, why doesn't Trump fire Rosenstein? I mean, what's going on? It doesn't seem like a big problem. He already fired Comey. Why doesn't he fire Rosenstein and Jeff Sessions? What's Trump waiting for? I'm not quite sure why Trump just doesn't fire everybody and let everyone sit here and go, oh, what do we do now? What's going to happen? It'll still come down to the Democrats or the Republicans in the midterm election. I mean, why is Trump letting Jeff Sessions and letting Rod Rosenstein continue in the operation? And why is he even allowing Mueller to continue? Well, because Donald Trump is deep state. Yeah, he's protecting those people. He's protecting all the... in fact, I'm of the belief that he fired Comey to protect him. Because Comey cheated and rigged the election in favor of Donald Trump. Comey had just as much of an effect on the election as the Russians did. When he openly said 11 days before the election that he's opening a criminal investigation again about Hillary Clinton. And this is while he had the dossier for about 3 or 4 months. And he still didn't release any information about Trump. Comey said that he thought that it wouldn't matter because Hillary was going to win. What a brain-dead statement. So I think Comey was dirty. Maybe he was working for the Russians. And that's probably why Trump fired him, because he didn't want him to be in the field of attack. You notice how nobody's pinning the blame on Comey anymore? Isn't that interesting? Comey was the single person who's integral in this president winning this election. I had more influence than most because Trump stole over 20 of my ideas. So ironically, my ideas are still kind of out there, but they're not being implemented. Trump hasn't done enough to do that. Willie, don't even try. Oh, the Japanese landed a probe on Ryugu, the asteroid. Ryugu. Okay. That sounds like a plan. Any country can fire a probe off into any location that they can get out of our Earth's atmosphere. Probe on, probe off, the probe. You like floral mums, huh? Mum's the word. Right side up. Well, we're wondering who Right Side Up is, because Right Side Up just showed up when Patrick got kicked out of our show. So we're going to keep an eye on Right Side Up. It might be Patrick, especially if he's doing that. Evidence of Trump-Russian collusion. There's actually lots of evidence of Trump-Russian collusion. Yeah. Vox has the article. Okay. There's lots of evidence. There it is. Thank you. The untenability of the no collusion talking point. So we know there's collusion. In all of this, in any of this, if there's been no evidence, according to Trump, he says, in all of this and any of this, there's been no evidence that there's been any collusion between the Trump campaign and President Trump and Russia. Oh, excuse me. Paul Ryan said, let's just make that really clear. There's no evidence of collusion. This is about Russia and what they did, making sure they don't do it again. That's Ryan's perspective. This is a man, Paul Ryan, who said to Congressman McCarthy, that we better not talk about. Kevin McCarthy told Paul Ryan and others, and it's on audio, that Trump was working for the Russians, as was Dana Rohrabacher. This is before the election, way before the election. Paul Ryan's on record saying, don't let anyone know that. Keep it quiet. Now he's saying there's no evidence of collusion, Paul Ryan is. I don't think we can trust Paul Ryan. From Ryan's perspective, it would be convenient if it were true that Robert Mueller's investigation had turned up no evidence of collusion, but it simply isn't. Republicans from Donald Trump on down have made no collusion a mantra. The term itself is ill-defined in this context. You won't find it in the U.S. Code. But roughly speaking, the question is whether the campaign got involved with Russian agents who committed computer crimes to help Trump win in the 2016 presidential election, like Cambridge Analytica, computer crimes. The verdict on this is unclear, but there's certainly plenty of evidence pointing toward collusion, what you would call probable cause in a legal context, or what a journalist might simply consider reason to continue investigating the story. And the investigating thus far, both by Special Counsel Mueller and by journalists working on the story, has been fruitful. The efforts have continued to turn up contacts between Trump world and Putin land, cover-ups and dishonesty. Yeah, so we know that the collusion is very real, and anyone denying it is clearly part of the collusion. No collusion, it's all a witch hunt. When his top security experts in the FBI and CIA both concluded that Russia infected the election, contaminated it, and we got Trump essentially saying there's no collusion. That's like traitor activity, really, when you think about it. Only a traitor would do that. And then he continually starts diversions, techniques that take our mind off of what's happening. I mean, endless diversions. Did they bury Burt Reynolds yet? Has he gone, has a $2 million funeral yet? Or they have him on ice? Okay. Frankie says he was not a nice dude. Sally Field was publicly talking about it on The View. She tells how Burt Reynolds would constantly snap as if I piddled on the floor. We're taking a diversion right now from the Trump diversions. Belittled her acting and was so jealous whenever they saw a man. Field knew he would pinch her face. Pinch her face? Wow, Sally Field, age 71, has opened up about the stormy relationship to the late actor Burt Reynolds in her new memoir, In Pieces, which is out today. The two met when Reynolds asked her to star in Smoking the Bandit, that their relationship was instantaneous and intense. Field says the movie star quickly began to housebreak her, telling her what was allowed and what was not, transforming Field into a shadowy version of herself. The mother of two said when she tried to assert herself, Reynolds tightened his grip, sometimes literally, although she does not elaborate further on this claim. The Oscar-winning actress said that she's glad Reynolds, who died on September 6, age 82 from a heart attack, is not alive to read her memoir. There you go. No love lost there in that stormy relationship, as opposed to the Stormy Daniels one-night affair with Trump. Yeah, he seems like one, yeah. Now that we're looking at Sally Field's assessment of what's happening, yeah. Let's take a look at our pre-show. We got Yuba and America's Third Party's in the room. We're up and running. Hi. Okay. Bert was mean to Lonnie Anderson, I know. Really? So she was at his funeral crying like a baby, Sally Fields, but she's still upset. Yeah. Reports that Burt Reynolds' funeral has been held. Oh, really? I didn't. Was it? I thought it was supposed to be a big event. So what's going on? Here we go.
Celebration of Life was held today at a church in downtown West Palm Beach. Hundreds took the time to reflect on the late actor's life and his contributions to our area here. The Now's Alana Quillen spoke with some of his closest friends today. She's live in West Palm Beach for us with the latest. Alana?
Well, Shannon, that celebration of life here, held here at the Family First Church in downtown, it was a private service and only select people, those who were close to Bert throughout his life, were invited to attend. Now, some of those in attendance today include actor Judge Reinhold, Vanilla Ice, and others. I was told by those in attendance there were prayers, musical performances of Amazing Grace, and I Can Only Imagine, as well as a special program looking back at his life. Of course, hundreds from his own Palm Beach County community who he gave back to were also there, including countless acting and performing students he has taught over the years. In lieu of flowers, his family has actually asked donations to be made to the Palm Beach County Film and Television Commission Scholarship Fund in his name.
He would want to be known more as a teacher than even an actor, and his students felt that from him. It's been an emotional day. We had so many of his friends and family that were here sharing stories and just celebrating a man's life who was bigger than life.
Now, all new at 5 o'clock, we speak to another guest who was in attendance today who shared with us his friendship with Bert spanning 30 years.
Thanks, Alana. Appreciate it. Alana Quillen, thank you so much, from our affiliate in France. In Florida, thank you. We are from France. I don't have an affiliate. I'm kidding. Vanilla Ice, I know. So it wasn't the fanfare that he wanted. I don't even know if he got buried in his 1977 Grand Am. But it ends the lackluster career of Burt Reynolds. Many people expected so much more. But we have to really appreciate the work he put into that movie, Deliverance. And all the great work in Smokey and the Bandit, and all that great work that he did as an actor. And most recently, The Movie Star. Have you seen that? That's got to be one of the better movies of the year, I thought. I think it should get an Academy Award. The Last Movie Star. It was really good. I saw it. He was an excellent actor. He is an excellent actor. He died. He's no longer
Imagine the
alive.
responsibility the astronaut shoulder, the years of training, the toll it takes.
We have to end the ad, and then we'll get to the Burt Reynolds section. Burt was epic, yeah, and he played the camera like no other. But even he would admit his career was lackluster.
Got to show you this.
What do you think?
Well, you're being honored. You'll be presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award.
So what?
You told him I was his 24/7 driving slave for the entire weekend.
Look who the previous winners are. Robert De Niro, Jack Nicholson, and Clint Eastwood.
It's a funny movie. If you haven't seen The Last Movie Star, it's really good. I was not displeased. All right. I think Kavanaugh is not worthy of the job. He's too into giving people season tickets at the Nationals. Went $200,000 in debt doing it. That's not good money management. And then he didn't prosecute Hillary Clinton when they found Vince Foster's body with a bullet hole in the front of his head and a bullet hole in the back of his head. Kavanaugh would have been a great prosecutor if only he'd done something, but he didn't do anything. Yeah, he's not worthy of the job. I have spoken, and the gods have listened. But the Republicans still say, hang in there. Mitch McConnell, who thinks he's going to get approved. Mitch McConnell is probably working for the Russians, who got him re-election money through a PAC. Mitch McConnell's been getting Russian money to get re-elected. That's interesting. He said that Brett will get the nomination. Okay, I Love Fries has a link here. Playgirl magazine, Michael J. Fox, Shahid Bran. I'm not sure what the story is here. Oh yeah, his acting work has nothing to do with him as a good person. No, he was one of these guys that told it like it is. He was a kind of a tell it like it is kind of guy. There's nothing on Kavanaugh. Oh yeah, there's the dirt of having not prosecuted Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton for the death of Vince Foster. There's the fact that he's got major financial problems, which doesn't bode well. He could be bribed. And then there's this story about him denying that he's at a party where this woman, Ford, said she was nearly raped. No, you know, the Democrats are not guilty of collusion for recruiting a foreign entity to create the Russian dossier. The Russian dossier was not created by a foreign entity per se. It was delivered by a general named Oleg Erobinkin, who died on Boxing Day of a mysterious death. That's what's happening. Why isn't that story not getting into the mainstream media? Why is it being suppressed? Oleg Erobinkin handed the dossier information over to Christopher Steele. Then he died. Tell me that isn't suspicious that the Kremlin would take him out. There must have been something. There must have been something in that. Pompeo, U.S. preparing actions against Venezuela. Boy, talk about kicking people when they're down. Pompeo seems like a mobster. I kind of agree with Kim Jong-un on this guy. Preparing actions against Venezuela. What did they do wrong? They have no food. The people are starving, and we've got them on a no-fly list. Police officers remove debris used by demonstrators. That's what they do. They're going to pressure the government of Venezuela, according to Mike Pompeo. To do what? To feed their people? Pompeo said, we're determined to ensure the Venezuelan people get their say. Yeah. If Pompeo wanted to do something, we would get a food drop for these people. We wouldn't be leaving them in the lurch with nothing. It's ridiculous. We are not going to get peace by treating Venezuela like it's a horrible country. That's not going to happen. They can't even eat there. There's nothing to eat. They're eating the zoo animals. Did you hear that? Burt Reynolds' naked picture in Playgirl is common knowledge. Everyone knows he posed naked with his, thing hanging out. I can't even say the word after Michelle Obama's picture was seen. Yeah. The P word. Yeah, we've played that earlier. I didn't want to bother you with it. Shocking moment. A father and son are caught on camera gunning down and killing their neighbor in a row over a dumped mattress. Texas. This is what goes on in Texas. Bad news in Texas. Texas, shocking moment. Father and son are caught on camera. Aaron Howard was shot and killed near his home in Abilene, Texas. Wow. Incident stemmed from a dispute from neighbors over trash. It shows John Miller, 67, and his son Michael, 31, holding guns during an argument. Footage shot by Howard's fiancée, Kara Box, shows argument escalating. Michael Miller is seen shooting Howard with a shotgun. Okay, shocking information. Watch yourself. This has some serious violence in it, so be careful. Hold your hand over your eyes.
Oh yeah, you're going to jail.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Away from.
I'm sorry. My audio was wrong.
Go ahead, my BB gun. I'm gonna put 9 in this.
Back off.
I'm standing at the dumpster.
If you come closer to me, I'm gonna kill you.
Hey, did you hear him say he's gonna kill me?
Yes.
I'm at the dumpster. Put the gun up and go inside.
You pulled a gun in front of our children.
Gun in front of my kids. We're for a mattress. You. Point at me.
Go on,
Point at me.
Take these swings.
I'm standing my ground.
All right, how many of you don't want to see this? He stood his ground. The guy was shot to death with a shotgun. I don't want to see it. Press 1 if you don't want to see it. John doesn't want to see it. Meta-Nemesis doesn't want to see it. Okay, you've seen it. It does not really show the man being shot. Okay, the want to see it have outweighed the don't want to see it, so let's play it.
Take these swings.
No, you ain't.
You're in an alley. You're not
You're
in your
alley.
sir.
You came out to the alley.
Hey,
Support the gun.
right away.
I will kill. You're dead. I promise you, you're both dead.
buddy.
It is an alley.
You're in an alley with a shotgun, you little piece of I'm gonna kill you.
I doubt it.
Bet.
First of all, if you're going to show this video to the cops, you might want to stop yelling.
Oh
and kill
no!
us.
I don't give a I will kill you. You pull the gun from my kid.
Back off.
You pull that gun one more time, I'll take it out and put a bullet through your head.
No, you won't.
Bet. Point it at
Take
me.
a swing.
Point it at
Go
me.
ahead.
Point it at me.
Take your swing.
Point that at me.
Go ahead. Take your swing.
Point it at me. Point it at me.
Back off.
Point it at me again.
Back off.
Point it at me again.
Back off.
You're a dead man.
I doubt it.
No, I don't give a cops.
I don't care what the cops gonna say. If they're gonna tell you back up.
You're a I'm gonna kill you too.
I
You be honest, your wife and my kids don't. You're dead.
doubt it.
I
Better quit
guarantee it.
threatening.
I doubt it.
I ain't threatening. You walked out the door.
Did.
You
You.
that gun.
If you come within 3 foot of me, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay.
You're not going to shoot my husband.
Come on.
It's what?
Shoot me. You're dead. Point it. Point it.
Aaron!
Okay. The question is, who is stupid enough to argue with two guys with a gun? And he did threaten to kill them. You can't see anything violent, yeah. Show it again? Why? There's nothing there. It just, he provoked them and they shot him. And the father and son get to go to prison. Now what you just experienced right there was a type of assault and battery. He committed assault when he said he was going to kill them. That's a civil case. They could have sued him for assault, claiming that he was going to kill him. But the battery occurred when they pulled his shotgun on him and blew his whatever away. Killed him. Yeah, that's assault and then battery. Two different people. So they're probably going to be charged with a crime. I'm going to guess manslaughter. Here's the video if you want to see it. Yeah, he was threatening to kill the two guys in their skins, yeah. They should have gone inside and called the cops, exactly. Yeah. Well, I was given to me by someone else. It's not my doing. I didn't look for that video. But we're here every night, so we kind of bring it in. We share it. They're going to prison. They could have walked away, yeah. I think that there will be a manslaughter charge against them. They killed him. They slaughtered a man. It's murder. It could be third-degree murder, Greek god, yeah. It wasn't premeditated. Although you could argue that they planned on killing him when they brought the shotgun out and the handgun. They were angry about a mattress that was sitting in the backyard in the alley. They didn't want it there. And the guy was overreacting on all levels. And he provoking guys with guns is not a good thing to do. Yeah, dogs will do that. Tesla is losing another executive. We featured this earlier today in the pre-show. Bloomberg has the story. Apparently everybody's leaving Elon Musk. He's no longer able to hold his team together. He's got an exodus of senior executives. Liam O'Connor, Vice President of Global Supply Management, has resigned from the electric car maker. So the people who requested anonymity because the information had been public, apparently it got out. Tesla's representatives didn't immediately respond to a request for a comment. The stock fell in early trading. He joined Tesla in March of 2015, this guy who quit. Yes. He's the fifth senior executive to be parting ways with the car maker within the span of a few weeks. Yeah, this is on news that Tesla 3 is really selling like hotcakes, 1,200 new sales. And the S-Series, I guess, is still priced down and is affordable. And he's getting 5-star ratings on some of his Teslas now. So in terms of performance and service. So it's kind of a mixed bag for him. And getting high with Joe Rogan couldn't possibly have helped his career. I'm not sure where he's going with all this and why he's doing crack to stay awake. I think that's a mistake. He tweeted that he's doing crack, large amounts of it, to stay awake. I mean, why would he tweet that? And why would he be on crack, for that matter? Dave, what is behind the decline in UFO sightings? Well, the government decided that they've got enough proof that they've created spacecrafts that look like UFOs that they don't really need to put them out there and show people that the aliens are coming. They're convinced now that people are convinced that aliens exist. So, yeah, they have seen a decline in UFO sightings in the age of wild claims churned out by politicians, media, and advertisers. Perhaps people don't care as much anymore. Yeah, Sarah and I saw a UFO and we didn't report it. You see them all the time nowadays, you know. This month, in two major online sites for reporting UFOs, MUFON and National UFO Reporting Center, both documented steep drops in worldwide sightings, reduced drastically to 55% of that year's combined total. Do these declines reveal that UFOs' interest is becoming a blip on the human cultural radar? I blame it all on Alex Jones. Yeah, I think fake news and Alex Jones have led to the drop in UFO sightings. It's got to be. I mean, I'm making that up, but I don't know. It seems like there are strange things happening in the universe. Truly. Bizarre things. So I would get food aid to the people of Venezuela. I'd do this. The airdrop thing that we talked about in 2009, I think it's still very, very, very possible. I need to relax. No, I refuse. I have to stay stressed out all the time. My goal is to remain stressed at all times. Do I look stressed? Seriously. How many people do you know who can do a show every day for free and still look, unstressed? Most people are worried about their bills. There's no way anybody could afford to do this. Alex Jones may very well have a diabetic thingy. He did seem like he was having kind of a meltdown, like a celiac, the other day. I don't use black toilet paper. I would recommend using white. I don't think they make that. U.S. preparing for a second summit with North Korea. Oh, goody. Pompeo is going to have kind of a gang session with North Korea. Hopefully they won't act like mobsters. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Friday the United States is preparing for a second summit. Oh, yeah. There's still a little bit of work to do to make sure that the conditions are right and the two leaders are put in the position where we could make substantial progress toward denuclearization. What a joke. I mean, this is garbage coming out of his mouth. North Korea has already said in the letter they will never get rid of their nuclear weapons. Yet this guy is somehow pretending like this another meeting is going to lead toward denuclearization. Good luck with that. I don't think it's going to happen. It's wishful thinking. He's just upset that Moon Jae-in is doing more to create world peace, meeting with Kim Jong-un and hugging. I think Pompeo wants a bromance or something. He wants a hug. Yeah. And Kim Jong-un characterized him as a mobster. I don't think anything will prevent... Well, cinnamon, they say, is good. Cinnamon is a natural anti-diabetes... particularly, and common cinnamon, not special cinnamon, common cinnamon. Yeah, there's cinnamon that's really high-end cinnamon. It's just regular cinnamon is recommended. It blocks the glycogens and the glucagons from interacting. That's what they say. So if you're having some ice cream and you feel you're hyperglycemic, you might want to put some cinnamon on it, because ice cream is really high in sugar. Well, it is messed up how Alex Jones got his accounts banned, but remember, Alex Jones didn't deserve all the subscribers. In the time that I started, I had a huge number of subscribers growing, 20,000 hits a week, and then I got banned and locked on YouTube. My subscription count has remained the same for 8 or 9 years, whereas Alex went up to 2 million. So I really don't think it's a problem. I'm kind of glad they pulled his plug, because they were giving him all kinds of subscriptions. Subscribers were just, they've completely blocked me for 9 years. They've got hit counter locks on me. It's just unbelievable. And you complain about Alex Jones. It's funny. I'm the one who's been censored. I'm the most censored man in the world, really, when you think about it. Well, I'm not going to say the world, because I do have a show every day and they don't take it off the air. So I'm going to say in America, because there are people in China right now that aren't allowed to say anything. And if they say something, they're arrested. They're jacked up into a deathmobile. Or they're sent to a re-education camp in China. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. That's why I'm not cozying up with China or Russia. These communist nations are potentially going to be used by the New World Order to issue a takedown on all freedoms and individuality. We're already seeing a sesame credit system being built in China where if you don't have good social standings on your Facebook account, the equivalent of Chinese Facebook account, you may not even get out of the country. They're using social credits to manipulate people at a very basic level. Everybody in China will have to be hooked up to their phone number. Whenever they go out, their face will be tied to their phone number, and they're being tracked with video monitors. China is one of the New World Order gleaming examples of what they want. You know, Howie, you're fixating on black toilet paper. Yeah, let's go ahead and wonder why you would pay $24 for a roll of black toilet paper. Black toilet is a great addition to the renovation you've recently done to your bathroom to make it look more sleek, modern, and more sophisticated than gross, smelly white toilet paper. Just think if your bathroom had a goth theme to it, where everything is black. You have a black faucet, a black shower, a black toilet. Then you have a white toilet paper. Why would you destroy your newly finished bathroom with white toilet paper? The black toilet paper comes poop-free and is as soft and absorbent as regular toilet paper. You know, I think they should say that it has carbon in it, which will reduce stains and any type of drippage, and definitely help with smell. Goth TP. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to be going as Alex Jones in October or not. I thought of becoming Alex Jones for the Halloween show. My voice is going to have to get really raspy. And we're going to have to talk about how he's turned to God. He's become... God has made him the disciple of truth. I know I have to wear a fat suit to be Alex Jones. I look more like Alex Jones, though, the original Alex Jones. The guy that plays Alex Jones now, his name was Bill Hicks. He needs to come clean with the fact that he was a comedian. Because he's no longer that funny. I mean, he used to be funny, but not anymore. Yeah, we've got a picture of the real Alex Jones. And we don't know what happened to him. He may have died. Well, let's be clear. Let's take a look. This is the real Alex Jones. The guy you're looking at the corners. Yeah, that was Alex Jones right before he was replaced by Bill Hicks. What happened to him? No one knows. He was only 5'9". He was only 5'9", and he was great in radio, Austin, Texas. People loved him, but he disappeared. Wait a second. There he is. So let's see how much I look like this guy. Well, that's really weird. Because I look more like this guy than Alex Jones looks like this guy. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sarah, I am Alex Jones. Wow. That's kind of weird, isn't it? I look more like Alex Jones than Alex Jones. Yeah, this guy is Bill Hicks. He's playing Alex Jones. He's 6 feet tall. And I can't be Alex Jones because I'm 6'4". Alex Jones was only 5'9". So, KY Poopy, what's going on? You don't like Sniper? What's happening? You're having a little tissy fit there in iBlog. Hissy fit. This here would be good too. Okay. Oh, you want a new car? The revolution begins with a charge. Yeah, all these electric cars, or BMW's coming out with a new electric lineup. Yeah, the revolution begins here. Yeah, that's, and it's only about what, 80,000 to buy into it. Let's take a look. Pure BMW performance. Yeah, it's an innovative 420-pound feet of torque. Intelligent construction. Yeah, amazingly light, incredibly strong. Framework of the future. Well, good for BMW. You go. The German company, yeah. We are not allowing any type of foot fetish here tonight. Thank you. It's wrong. I forbid it in the show. I think we are dealing with Rosenstein not remembering that he suggested, because he denied it, that he suggested secretly recording Trump and discussing the 25th Amendment. He's on record doing it, so he must have been so busy at the time he forgot it. The Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein, suggested last year that he secretly record Trump in the White House to expose chaos consuming the administration, and he discussed recruiting cabinet members to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office for being unfit. He made these suggestions in the spring of 2017 when Trump's firing of James Comey as FBI director plunged the White House into turmoil. Over the ensuing days, the president divulged classified intelligence to Russians in the Oval Office and revelations emerged that Trump had asked Comey to pledge loyalty and end an investigation into a senior aide. So that's pretty interesting that Trump did divulge classified information, intelligence to Russians when he was in the Oval Office. We know that now. Yeah. He'd asked Comey to pledge loyalty to end an investigation into a senior aide, which pretty much means stop investigating me. I don't want you to investigate me into the Russian thing because I'm colluding right now with Russia, but there's no collusion. You know, we don't care about your body currently right now. But you need to ask your doctor why you're getting a problem with your body part. Yeah, Vaporgate was like a channel that Bond put together. Yeah. We lost that. It didn't work out. And Mark is now tweeting people or trying to get people to come back and join his Vapor channel. That's pretty funny. Yeah. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4". I stand tall. People look at me and they seem to be intimidated because they're all frightened when I walk by them. They're like, "Don't hurt me!" And I'm like, "I'm not gonna hurt you. Don't worry. It's okay. I'm a manly man." Here's the building block of our future right there. You know, in the 1960s or 70s, I think it was 60s, The Graduate came out. You know, the story of Hello, Mrs. Robinson. Anyway, Dustin Hoffman was in this movie called The Graduate. You don't know who Dustin Hoffman is, but that's okay. And somebody walked up to him and said, "You know what the future is? Plastics." One word, plastic. Well, I'm going to tell you, all of you, the future, one word. You ready for this? Water. That's right, the big word, water. That's the big word. That's the future. The more water we have, the better off we'll be. We are living in a world that is completely covered with, 2/3 of the planet is covered with salt water. So this has to be fresh water. We want fresh water, not salt water. But I think water is definitely a thing that could generate tons of opportunity for people. More gardens can grow, more food production. Yeah, people can wash, they can clean their clothes. We wouldn't have a drought in California. So why wouldn't humans spend most of their effort to create more fresh water, almost an abundant supply? Because humans have been raping each other for money for years, and the biggest rapists are the biggest, richest people right now. And they've been taking money from people. Now they want to turn water into something like oil and profit from it. So these scumbags who've taken over our government and our Congress and basically prime and butter the pockets of congressmen and women with all their re-election money, turned our country into a sniffling little suck-ass, ready to take donations from even corporate elitists who are outside of our nation. And that's what's been the problem all along. People like Trump, all about the money, and all about kissing up to the deep state.
Everybody knows Dr. Kissinger.
How are you?
Good.
Sarah is here. Cool, clear water, 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 water. We need more water, and we don't have enough water. So we need to make more water. And in the process, we need to clean the ocean, too. So we have a lot of things part of the agenda of water. And if we just focus on that, I think we'll be better off. So the future will be about much more fresh water sources. We're talking passive desalination systems, solutions that will definitely solve the country's freshwater problem in California. That's all part of the future and what I propose. Sarah and I worked on the ocean pipeline when we were just getting to know each other, really. And we talked about this on a road trip in 2005, and we put it down on paper and we tested it out, and we can desalinate water using just the sun. And this concept was something we put together and we believe could very well help create fresh water on the planet. And it's our idea.
How do you monitor that chat up there?
This one right there.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's been doing anything there, and this one's kind of dead. I said hi, but nobody's there.
Hi, Xander.
Hi, Xander. Thanks, Insane Canadian. Canadian says, I enjoy your informative and enlightening show. Thank you. So this is actually a co-shared idea that Sarah and I came up with of using passive desalination to evaporate water. And in the process, these systems could be in place and working while we just sit there and watch. No fossil fuel goes into making the water fresh. And what happens is the seawater heats up in these closed modules and it evaporates on the inside of the dome, and the water lands in the reservoirs, the fresh water lands in the reservoirs, leaving the salt, briny water here in the middle. So it's all part of our ocean pipeline project. It's our idea, it's not Trump's idea. Make that difference. He hasn't talked about it or done anything about it since he became president anyway, but he was using these ideas that we had to get noticed. Very underhanded thing to do during the election. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see if this works over here. It might be the mouse pad.
I don't think it's a mouse pad.
Okay, let me take a look.
It's a click. It's not. It's really clicking.
Seems to be working over here pretty well.
Then you can keep that one.
I think I will for now. If I can get used to this, then we won't have a problem.
Because I can only use this one.
Right. Okay, let me clear the. Let me clear some of the things here.
Okay. Did we have a big meal? No.
Nope.
Not today.
I'm going to make some food, though. I'll be back. Thank you.
I did have a little snack just now, but Oh, you got a question right? Okay, good. I didn't even ask a question yet, but alright, if you say so. Do y'all want to watch the news or read the news? No. I would rather do trivia. I liked yesterday. What did we talk about? We talked about tiny houses. That was kind of fun for me. I had a little bit of Trader Joe's version of Cheetos. They're like, cheese crunchies. I had that. Just a small bowl, not the whole bag. I purposely didn't take the whole bag into the other room with me because I would have eaten the whole bag. I just put it enough in the bowl and limit myself to one actual helping. And then I also had some carrots and some snap peas. Okay. Today you were mall walking and you were mistaken for David, not mistaken for Alfred E. Newman. That's pretty funny. All right. Okay, we're still working on earth science. I like earth science. And we're still on the letter S. What is the process by which materials form or are deposited in layers, as in sedimentary rocks and some igneous rocks? The atmosphere and the ocean also exhibit this, with the warmer air or water occupying the upper layers. Correct, 154. Thank you, Dirk. Yes, you are right, Dirk. Stratification. And Dirk gave us his fast food report for the day. He was walking his dog and they went past 3 fast food places. The chicken place had the most cars at the drive-thru. The taco place had the second most cars, and Mickey D's was the last place. You hate geology? Oh, you haven't seen some really cool rocks? All right. What are low clouds that stretch over large portions of sky, creating overcast conditions? Correct, 386. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Club El Toro. Why do you think that? Correct, 386, I said. Oh, yes. They are stratus clouds. What is removing a mineral deposit from the earth after first removing the layer of earth above it? I look like a 40-year-old Sally Fields. I'll take that as a compliment since I am 40 years old. And Sally Fields is not, it's okay looking, I guess. Correct, Dirk. Strip mining. Strip mining is the cheapest method of mining. It's also the most controversial because it jeopardizes the environment and because strip mine land is either expensive or impossible to reclaim. That's not why all your links are ignored. Your links are ignored because you don't give any preview to the links. You just post a link and you don't say anything about it. And then you post horrible links, and so yes, you are discriminated against. Goodbye. I'm not going to ignore them. I'm going to purge your links from now on. All of them. All right. We're now no longer on the letter S. All of these start with the letter T. What are the dozen There's a dozen or so of these that make up the surface of the Earth. Their motion is studied in a certain field. These are not the same as continents. There's a North American one, for example, but it extends from the middle of the Atlantic Ocean to the west coast of the United States and Canada. Correct, 386 154. You got it. Okay. And Warfright, yes, you got it. Tectonic plates. The plates are about 30 miles thick. Wow. That's pretty amazing. He pulled an unconscious driver from a van and the van caught on fire. Wow, that's very good. Yeah, I think I need to... Robo skills, I don't appreciate what you're talking about. Change your conversation or I'll have to kick you. Okay. All right, what is the noise that's created when air rushes back into a region from which it has been expelled by the passage of lightning? Wow, I didn't realize that's what causes this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Dirk, yes. 154, yes. So air expelled by the passage of lightning creates this noise. There's a noise that is created when air rushes back into the region. That is so cool. Why didn't I learn that when I was like younger? Haha. 354. Okay. For a cartoon character, I guess you're kind of okay, Alfred. All right, what is the periodic rise and fall of the ocean level owing to the gravitational force exerted by the moon and sun? In most parts of the world, 2 of these occur each day. Dirk is right. What do you want me to say? You're the most handsome cartoon character ever? It's just tides. Yes. What is the thin, rich layer where most nutrients for plants are found? Most of the land-based biological activity of the Earth takes place here. The loss of this through erosion is a major agricultural problem. Correct. Dirt is right. Okay, 850. Yes. 154 is actually right. Yes. Topsoil. In meteorology, what is a storm in which high-speed winds move in a funnel-shaped pattern? These occur chiefly during thunderstorms. If the tip of the funnel touches the ground, it can cause extensive damage. These are common in the Middle West. 850 is right. Warfrat's right. Dirk is right. It's a tornado. What is the lowest layer of the atmosphere of the Earth, extending from ground level to an altitude of 7 to 10 miles? Correct, 850. I am, Roboskills, you were. I was. You're right, 154. That is the troposphere. Thanks, Scissor Fight. What is a large wave on the ocean usually caused by an undersea earthquake, a volcanic eruption, or a coastal landslide? This can travel hundreds of miles over the open sea and cause extensive damage when it encounters land. 154 Tsunami Rose. You're partly right. Yes, Warfrat's also right. A tsunami or a tidal wave. I'm getting it from this book, Cultural Literacy, What Every American Needs to Know. That's where I'm getting these questions. They don't come in the form of questions. They actually come in the form of... It's a dictionary. I mean, not a dictionary, like a kind of like a mini encyclopedia. Let's see. How much I'm not selling this book ever. Why don't you get your own copy? You can find them on Amazon. They're older, so they're not that much. Wow, Mad Dog. Boy, your arms are tired, huh? MSN.com, according to Hay, gave us a link. Maybe it does need this, a better mouse pad. Yellowstone's tallest geyser awakens from the dead, and people are in tears. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna I'll put this over here and then show this article. So it says, Yellowstone's tallest geyser awakens from the dead and people are in tears. There's this huge geyser, steam coming out. This Yellowstone's National Park's newest attraction isn't really new. It's just taken some time off. It's taken 4 years off. In March, Steamboat Geyser, the world's tallest active geyser, roared back to life for the first time since 2014. Since then, it has erupted 19 times, most recently in a gusher that reached 300 feet high on Monday. And many people, it's hard to put into words how infectious the enthusiasm is. There's laughing, crying, hugging. It was a 1 hour and 15-minute eruption. At first, the eruptions were sporadic, but since August 27th, the geyser has blown its top roughly once every 5 days. Unlike the park's iconic Old Faithful, which adheres to a more or less reliable hourly schedule, it's totally unpredictable. One could spend a whole day staking out the geyser only to go home disappointed. It erupted in 1961 after 50 years of dormancy. Stayed active to the end of the decade, according to the park. There were no major eruptions for most of the 70s and 1970s, and there was only a couple eruptions in the 1990s. The 19 eruptions this year are the most it's had since 1982. The park describes the geyser: water surges from two vents to varying heights, then suddenly water explodes from the larger north vent more than 300 feet high. Curtains of water fall to the slope above the geyser, fall to the slope above the geyser and collect in torrents, rushing back into the vent, carrying huge amounts of mud and sand and rock that are shot skyward again and again. They say that this geyser is so loud that spectators can't converse, and visitors in the Norris campground a mile to the north have been awakened by the noise. So if you're visiting Yellowstone, hear a loud roar, rush over to Norris Geyser Basin. Steamboat might be spouting off. That's, very few will ever experience that. All right, thank you for sharing that link. Hey. No, I haven't read that book. Hello. Hot Boiled Peanuts, aka Mad Dog. Hey, Sarah, you are fair. Oh, I try to be fair. Fair is not always equal. Have you read that book that you were asking me about? Do you have like a disco ball going off in your room? Shh, Spoonie says. Okay, Spoonie. All right. I'm going to keep going. It was life-changing? Interesting. Thank you. I will take it. Fair. Oh, I do see the disco ball going out. Okay. I have read a little bit of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. You have two of them? That's pretty cool. Alright, what is a land near the North Pole where the soil is permanently frozen a few feet underground? There are no trees here, and the vegetation is primarily lichens and mosses. It's widespread in Lapland and in the far northern portions of Alaska, Canada, and the Soviet Union. Correct, hey? Oh, okay. Good to know. Correct. Munster and 850, it is a tundra. In meteorology, what is a type of cyclone occurring in the western regions of the Pacific Ocean? It's similar to a hurricane in levels of destructiveness. Correct. 154. It's a typhoon. Sorry. All right, we're done with the T's. We only have one page left for Earth Sciences. Typhoon is over water. What are either of two layers of electrically charged particles held in orbits above the atmosphere by the magnetic field of the Earth? This is named after its discoverer, a 20th century American physicist. Correct, 154. It is Van Allen belt. It's named after James Van Allen. All right, what is a cone-shaped mountain or hill created by molten material that rises from the interior of the earth to the surface? These tend to occur along the edges of tectonic plates. Eruptions and lava flows associated with these can be very destructive. David is in the other room. He'll be back soon. Vesuvius is an example of one of these. You have it so close. Hey, you just have to change the first letter of what you just wrote. No, never mind. I was thinking something else. It's a volcano, people. Volcano. A cone-shaped mountain or hill created by molten material. A volcano. I think I'm a little tired, Spoonie. I just had a really long week. Long week. It was very exciting week, but just very exciting, very busy, it required a lot of energy. So I'm not upset at all, but I am a little bit tired. All right, what is the addition of harmful chemicals to natural water? Sources of this in the United States include industrial waste, runoff from fields treated with chemical fertilizers, and runoff from areas that have been mined. Correct. Howie did it in 850 and 154. Yes. I will eventually, Munster. And good job with contaminants. But yes, it is water pollution. Oh, I will not be reading that book. I do not like well-timed jokes that he refers to in that book, so I won't be reading it. Okay. That was water pollution. What is the depth measured from the surface of the earth at which underground water is first encountered? Correct, 154. Oh, that looks good. Genius Junior, huh? Do I have to be logged in to see it?
What's this 7-letter word?
Sensory.
Correct. Spell it backwards.
Y-R-O-S-N-E-S. Sensory.
Correct. What's this 10-letter word?
Microscope.
Correct. Spell it backwards.
E-P-O-C-S-O-R-C-I-M. Microscope.
Correct. What's this 12-letter word?
Technicality.
Correct. Spell it backwards.
Y-T-I-O-A-C-I-N-H-C-E-T. Technicality.
Correct. What's this 14-letter word?
Unquantifiable.
Correct. Spell it backwards.
E-L-V-A-I-F-I-T-N-A-U-Q-N-U. Unquantifiable.
Correct. What's this 8-letter?
Wow, he's spelling all the words backwards. There you go. Exactly. Okay, let me go up to my... Where's my chat? What happened? I'm gonna have to go back into iVlog. Something weird happened. Okay, now I think it's good. Who's 154? I was referring to iVlog chat as well. Where are Yo and your cat? Where's Amber? I don't know. I think she's behind the curtain. Behind there. She's behind the universe. Alright, we talked about water table. What is a ridge of high land dividing two areas that are drained by different river systems? On one side of these, rivers and streams flow in one direction. On the other side, they flow in another direction. It also refers to the area drained by a water system. It starts with the letter W. By extension, this is a critical point that serves as a dividing line. Parties reach this in the contract negotiations. This is a defining moment. This is a moment. Mad Dog is right. It is a watershed. All right. What are the daily conditions of the atmosphere in terms of temperature, atmospheric pressure, wind, and moisture? Correct, 154. That is weather. What is a map showing the weather patterns through a given region? A weather map. All right. What revolves around the Earth and detects and reports weather patterns on the Earth's surface? Wow, Howie. Correct, Munster. Yes, Reptoid. A weather satellite. What is the process by which rocks are broken down into small grains and soil? This can happen through rainfall, ice formation, or the action of living things, such as algae and plant roots. It is part of the geological cycle. Weathering. What's the difference between... I'm just going back for a second. Oh, westerly or prevailing westerlies are the same. Okay. I love cats too. Erosion is a specific type of weathering in which surface, soil, and rocks are worn away through the action of glaciers, water, and wind. Whereas weathering can happen through all of that or through living things like algae and plant roots. Yep. No, you can't come stay with us, guys. You're playing with your weird? Okay. Yes, you get half a point, Howie. Even though you think cats are freeloaders. That's kind of true. Alright, next time we'll talk about life sciences. The study of living things on the earth has a long history. Because of the incredible richness and diversity of life, most of the effort in biology and in its predecessor, natural history, has been expended on an effort to describe what there is, simple exploration and cataloging. The classical sciences of descriptive botany and zoology, with their emphasis on classification, are examples of this sort of work. The division of living things into the plant kingdom and animal kingdom, plus 3 more kingdoms added by modern scientists to describe microscopic organisms and fungi, and the collection of all living things into a coherent classification scheme are the fruit of this work. During the past century and a half, however, 2 important discoveries have changed the face of the life sciences. The first of these was the development of the theory of evolution by Charles Darwin and others. The mechanism of natural selection gave naturalists for the first time a way of answering questions about how life came to have the forms it has, rather than just questions about what those forms are. The great social and intellectual turmoil triggered by Darwin's work is interesting, of course, but it's not relevant from a purely scientific standpoint. What does matter is that we can now understand how the observed diversity of living things could have arisen through the action of a simple and easily comprehended mechanism. The original Darwinian notions have been modified and expanded since his time, of course, and there's still debate about the pace at which species evolve. Nevertheless, the main principle of Darwinism, that living things change and adapt in response to their environment, has been incorporated as one of the pillars of the modern life sciences. The second great change in the life sciences is the shift from studying organisms as a whole to studying the complex chemical processes inside the cell, both in its everyday workings and in reproduction. The change can be symbolized by the discovery of the structure of deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA, and ribonucleic acid, RNA, in the 1950s, and the completion of the Human Genome Project in 2000. Hello, RoboSkills. The new emphasis on basic biochemistry has had several consequences. For one thing, the realization that genetic information is passed from one generation to the next through DNA has filled in the Darwinian picture of the development of life. Natural selection acts when individuals of the same species differ, but until recently, we had no notion of why these differences occurred. Now, thanks to modern genetics, this missing piece of the Darwinian picture is being filled in. A detailed understanding of the working of the individual cell, the basic building block of life, is also beginning to emerge. We see the cell as a system in which information is carried and stored in DNA and RNA molecules, but in which the actual work is done by an assembly of proteins. Most of the details of the cell's working are too complex to be included on our list, but it is important to be aware that these secrets are being unraveled. It's hard to imagine modern cancer research progressing, for example, without the consideration of what makes a cancer cell different from a normal one. At the same time, our knowledge of genetic processes make it possible for us to cure hereditary diseases and to create living things that never existed in nature. We can produce life forms to help improve the human condition, much as our ancestors developed domestic livestock thousands of years ago. This field remains one of the most vital and exciting areas of research in modern history, in modern science. Albert G. I'll have to look into them. While some life sciences are examining the smallest parts of living organisms, others are studying the complex interrelationships of communities of plants and animals. The new science of ecology aims at understanding the way that living systems, including human beings, interact with one another and their environment. The scope of such studies can extend from a small marsh to the entire planet. Okay, you want me to look up? Albert G. Oh, you're answering 850. Okay. What is that? Some kind of fish? Oh, it's that little canoe thing. That's pretty cool. Hello, Dano. I'm glad we feel like parents to you, but you cannot stay with us. Just like an adult has to leave their nest of their parents' home, then you must live on your own. We're not parents. We chose not to be. Oh, you have to have Saturday school tomorrow to make up for hurricane days. Whoa.
Okay, I made a piece of salmon and baked potato and chard. So
Oh, you made some chard.
you can have whatever you want there. I don't
Thank
need
you.
salmon. I'm good.
Okay, I can have whatever I want.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you so much. All right. Thank you, Sarah. Well, Spoonie says, you feel like parents to me. Well, we don't have any kids. So. What's that?
He wants to come and stay with you, and I said,
No, we don't allow visitors. I'm so sorry. I am unable to interact with humans in this particular area due to my security issues. Autocorrect is for amateurs. Really? Genius Junior. Autocorrect is for amateurs. Did we see this? Did she play this?
Letter word.
Poignant.
Correct. Spell it backwards.
P-N-A-N-G-I-O-P. Poignant.
Oh, great. Oh, these are excellent. I don't want to look at that. You saw me at the store once, Dave? Oh, you live in my area now, Howie? Is that what you're saying? Oh, gosh. This is getting weirder and weirder as time goes on. How would you have seen me at the store? What area of the country do you live in? Oh, hang on. I've got another hour and 30 minutes before the UV light hits me. Okay. Before my nightshade comes up. Why would you visit Washington every year? What brings you here? I did meet a person from our show once here at the Walmart. Yeah, he was a kind of an odd character. I knew he was stalking me. David, I hate to tell you this, but Howie is are you serious? Howie, are you actually a lot lizard? Are you serious? Because we've got a person over here spreading a rumor at iBlog that you're actually lot lizard. Howie? No, really? Lot lizard's name is Howie? So you're lot lizard? Howie did it is lot lizard? Is that what you're saying, Howie? Because these rumors spread fast here. I can't get a straight answer out of this guy. He's part of the gang, really, Scissor Fight? Oh, man. Howie, I knew you were talking too much last time we had you on Skype. Jeez. Unreal. God. It goes on all the time. It's like, do you guys ever give up? I don't know, man. I think you are a lot lizard now. Yeah. And Scissorfight said, "Hey, take it easy, Sniper. Don't hurt anybody." I know I got this. Yeah, I will not meet any of you. I am more like this creature here. This being, this sentient being. Meet Ham.
Meet Ham, a humanoid robot that can smile, frown, wink, or even act drunk, all at the push of a button. Wowing crowds at an electronics fair in Hong Kong, Ham's myriad of facial expressions are controlled by 40 motors. These are covered with a unique human-like skin called frubber, short for flesh rubber.
Flesh rubber. Meet Ham, the humanized robot. I'm more like Ham, so you don't want to meet me. And if you meet me, you'll be quite surprised. The simple fact that you want to meet me is a little weird. When you see me every day, I am here every day on the show. Hello. No, I can't take your calls. I'm so sorry. I drink coffee whenever I want. Meet Ham. Scissorfight watches from iVlog. Yeah. Would you rather look at water? I mean, we can watch the the water drops bubble, you know? Whatever you want. Okay, I have to ramp this up. This is just not good enough. Let's take a trip to Fukushima. Okay, that's enough. David, my hair is naturally blonde. Spoonie, I am a dirty blonde. That is what I am. We need to help clean up the ocean, folks, so voting for a third party will do that. I have a plan to help scoop the plastic out of the ocean that you dumped in your garbage can and could care less where it went. So don't worry. I have a natural blonde color. I am using a plant protein colorant for my hair. David obeys the Chinese guy in Tacoma on coffee consumption. What? Obeys the Chinese guy in Tacoma. What are you talking about? You know, when all of you are making no sense, this show begins to fragment. You know, you have to stay focused. You can't just expect me to process your schizophrenic jargon and interpret it. Give us the info to get your look. Oh, my look. You're looking for the look of Dave. Oh, well, I am sure that you will be able to see it replicated in theaters near you. The three-dimensional version of Dave the Candidate will be available at your local theater in the next 4 years. Would it be great to visit a three-dimensional version of me and interact with me in real time? That's entirely possible. We have state-of-the-art technology that can do that. Please, don't talk about sex here or body parts. Thanks. We're trying to keep the conversation elevated. Scissorfight has a link on Ben Carson. Kavanaugh allegation is basically, we're going to hear from Ben Carson. Let's take a look. Now, he did go after his mother with a hammer, but Trump HUD Secretary Ben Carson claims Kavanaugh allegations are part of a centuries-old socialist plot. Oh, yeah. KY Poopy, you're not really behaving properly, so I'm going to remove you from the show for about 15 minutes or an hour or whatever. Yeah, it's just keep it to politics. Why are you so dumbed down? What's wrong with you? Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Ben Carson said that a long-running plot by socialists to take over America was fueling recent allegations of sexual assault against President Donald Trump's nominee to the Supreme Court. Can you believe this? A woman can't even have her day in her 15 minutes of fame, and then they're going to denigrate her after she was violated. Now, if there is anybody who was at that party with Brett Kavanaugh that night and saw him there, all you have to do is come forward and you will be Russia, if you're listening. No, I'm kidding. You will be rewarded greatly by the press. You'll have an instantaneous name recognition. Everyone around the world will know who you are. Yeah, I saw Brett Kavanaugh. I was never there. I was his age, though. I could have been at the party. Yeah. Well, I was a little older than he was. What did he graduate in 80-something? High school. Yeah. Can you say Democratic hashtag job? Can you say, well, I don't like the Democrats, Mad Dog. You don't have a problem with that. We heard from Carl a couple months ago. He said, hey, it's me, Awesome Carl. Hey, how are you, Carl? Oh, pretty good. What's been going on? I'm going to be in a movie in the Philippines. I'm going to fly to the Philippines. I met a very nice lady online. Yeah, he's met a lady online. He's flying to the Philippines. He's going to be in a movie. I mean, the guy is just rocking. Pretty soon, Awesome Carl will probably be the greatest movie star next to Burt Reynolds. Seriously. He's got a guy. I've never seen a guy with more drive than he's got. Especially when he drives you kind of crazy. Rod Rosenstein putting a strong image on the Attorney General's office. Oh, I'm going to be Mr. Peepers for a while and say, oh, well, I think that maybe we should do something here. Hey, I kind of look like him. Ooh. That'd be kind of fun. We could do a Rod Rosenstein morph. Similar nose. I think we should invoke the 25th Amendment. I'm going to put a staff together of recommended cabinet members that I think that would be very good. Wow, I really look like this guy. That is kind of freaky. Isn't that freaky? Very good match. All right, yeah, so what's he going to do here? Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein suggested last year that he secretly record President Trump at the White House to expose the chaos consuming the administration. And then he discussed recruiting cabinet members to invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Mr. Trump from the office for being unfit. The lady in the van in Venice Beach shows up and accuses you of something. What lady in the van at the Venice Beach? What are you talking about? I've got people in my past that would vouch for me. Oh, yeah. Please share your thoughts of today, the last day of summer 2018. Fall starts tomorrow. I would like to dedicate this moment to your nocturnal emissions. Dave, how would you change DC? Well, I would probably make sure that everybody in the Washington, D.C. area has food. I want them to have food. I don't want people to go starving right now. People are starving near the White House, while Melania and Trump live on caviar. Yeah. Oh, my manly encounters with women in my van. They wouldn't remember me. Yeah. No way. Most of the women that I've ever encountered, they don't even remember my name. It was a very, I even dated a woman for 6 months. I even lived with her. And she forgot my name. I'm not kidding. It happened. I met her at a convention for animators. And I said, is that you? And I'm not going to give you her name. But I said, is that you? She said, yeah. Hi. What was your name again? And we had lived together for 6 months. Yeah. I'm not kidding. She was an older woman, too. I think there's a little senile dementia going on. Early AIDS, early onset CBS, chronic brain syndrome. Now, Mr. Rosenstein made the remarks about secretly recording Mr. Trump and about the 25th Amendment in meetings and conversations with other Justice Department and FBI officials. Several people described the episodes in interviews over the past several months, insisting on anonymity to discuss internal deliberations. The people were briefed either on the events themselves or on the memos written by FBI officials, including Andrew McCabe, and then the acting bureau director, that documented Mr. Rosenstein's actions and comments. Well, isn't Andrew McCabe's comments and statements kind of irrelevant considering they fired him? None of Mr. Rosenstein's proposals apparently came to fruition. It's not clear how determined he was about seeing them through, though he did tell Mr. McCabe that he might be able to persuade Attorney General Jeff Sessions and John Kelly, then the Secretary of Homeland Security, now the White House Chief of Staff, to mount an effort to invoke the 25th Amendment. The extreme suggestion showed Mr. Rosenstein's state of mind in the disorienting days that followed Mr. Comey's dismissal. Sitting in on Mr. Trump's interviews with prospective FBI directors and facing attacks for his own role in Mr. Comey's firing. Mr. Rosenstein had an up-close view of the tumult. He appeared conflicted, regretful, and emotional, according to people who spoke with him at the time. And Mr. Rosenstein has disputed this account, as he should. And he had every right, as the acting Attorney General on the Russian affair, to invoke the 25th Amendment. So it's not really an indictment of him if he did try to do that. It shows he was doing his job. He was just trying to get to the why the Russians controlled our election and rigged it, cheated, so that Donald Trump could cheat and win this election. We don't hear from that person in a good way. We ended relations with that person. That person turned out to be a Trump supporter. We're not into Trump supporters. That's pretty cool, Monkey Times. He just rolled a 5G joint. Well, have you ever actually... I assume you're in a recreational safe state. Otherwise, that's illegal, what you're doing. My opinion of the Confederate flag? Well, it was the flag that waved over the southern United States of America prior to the War of Northern Aggression. So I believe it has historical value. There you go. I'll even let Mad Dog use it in the show. I don't believe any edifice should be actually eliminated. I will rule an executive order saying anyone who destroys a public edifice of any kind will be charged $500,000. Payment made to the U.S. State Department that we can recoup the losses that we're going to incur from violence in the streets of America. What happened in Charlottesville should never happen again in America. And if we had a president with any balls, he'd say something. But instead, we've got this mamby-pamby girly man known as Donald Trump. Now you're talking. What do you say we talk big-time politics? All right, moving on. BuzzFeed, wow. Thank you. The planners of the Trump Tower meeting moved millions. Wow. And Mueller's now investigating. What was he doing a year and a half ago? What's this guy doing with the $17 million he's sucked out of our government's budget? Jeez. Dave, I was just assaulted at an Old Navy store by crazed liberals by wearing my American Third Party sweatshirt. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ace Spade. That sucks. Well, don't ever let a liberals assault you. Just walk away. Say, I'm different than you. Leave me alone. Stand down, weirdo. The planners of the Trump Tower meeting moved millions, and Mueller's now investigating. So documents show suspicious transfers began 6 days before the controversial meeting of the Trump Tower meeting. Wow. Oh my gosh, this is really getting deep. Nice pink color. On June 3rd, 2016, Donald Trump Jr. received one of the most striking emails of the presidential campaign, offering dirt on Hillary Clinton as part of the Russian government's support for Mr. Trump. Trump Jr. responded 17 minutes later, "If it is what you say, I love it." I thought he was going to meet her about adoption problems. Did he lie in front of a Senate subcommittee hearing? Well, gosh, Donald Trump Jr. needs to be charged with perjury because he lied. He said he was going to meet her for adoption reasons. And she was the woman that was designed. She said, my role in Russia is to end sanctions. So this story is kind of warped, isn't it? They both changed their story to, I've got dirt on Hillary, and she didn't have anything on Hillary. Boy, this is a real weird tangent they went on here. And his father said he weighed in on it, according to Sarah Sanders, Donald Trump did, which is obstruction of justice when you tell your son, Donald Trump Jr., I want you to say that you were looking for emails on Hillary. According to Sarah Sanders, Donald Trump weighed in on this. So this is a big point, which is going to be a big problem for the big fool we have as a president. A man who is willingly throwing our relations with China and countless other allies under the bus as he says, there's no collusion, when he's openly saying, why do we have so many American soldiers in Germany? Why do we have to even fund NATO? No collusion. My God. He couldn't have taken us on a more circuitous route to hell if he tried. Not all Southerners. Man, dog, you're kind of one-track mind there talking about the South. That's all you talk about, boy. Oh, sorry, I can't call you boy. That's prejudice. But you're a white man. We caught a big one on Cooked in the Fire. Hyman Munster says we caught a big one and cooked it in the fire. Someone put a plastic chair in the fire. It tasted funny. Oh my God, Hyman Munster. You poor guy. I can't believe this poor guy had to eat what was it, a fish you got on the pier out of a fire? Somebody cooked a plastic chair on it? Oh man, you need help. Catfish, still and all, but it tasted like plastic, Hyman. Oh gosh, you poor people. You need somebody who can get you some support. Man, Hyman Munster fell off of a park, some sort of a car park, 3 stories, broke both legs. Can't qualify for disability, living on whatever they can get him. And now he's eating plastic-tainted catfish. Oh man, I feel for you. I really do. I have empathy. Hey, yeah, easy on the caps there. Lighten up on your ultra right-wing cap use. All right, whatever. But you're in a tough situation, Hyman. Wait till your legs heal. You'll be better. Gosh. Be sure you eat roughage too. Some sort of flax or something. Poor guy. You're hard of hearing, Dave? I have to use caps? Okay. And no investigation by the FBI. We talked about that. What's this one? Let me hear this.
You know, Obama says that, well, Trump might be friendly with Putin, which I'm not. I don't know Putin. But they're coming up with this narrative like I'd be weak with Putin. Well, I never met Putin. I don't know who Putin is. He said one nice thing about me. He said I'm a genius. I said thank you very much to the newspaper. And I said he's a better leader than Obama. But he does get rid of it. I said he's a better leader than Obama because Obama's not a leader. So he's certainly doing a better job than Obama is. Putin said Trump is brilliant. And Trump, no, Putin. Now, I don't know Putin. We did do 60 Minutes together. Now, we weren't together, but he was on, I was on the same night. We got great ratings, by the way. I would treat Vladimir Putin firmly, but there's nothing I can think of that I'd rather do than have Russia friendly as opposed to the way they are right now. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing.
Okay, that was obstruction of justice. That was espionage. He did this before the election. I mean, he's literally, you're seeing a man engaged in a pattern of behavior which has been collusive with Russia on all levels. I wouldn't doubt he's meeting privately. Well, he did. He met privately with Vladimir Putin for a little one-on-one. You got to wonder what they were doing. 5.5 hours. Vladdy, I want to tell you, you want me to get on my knees? Okay. You got to wonder. Why didn't he record those conversations 5.5 hours secretly with Putin? I just don't understand it. I mean, you'd think he knew he was under investigation. Why wouldn't he put that video out of him talking to Putin? Why was everything so secret? And why did he invite those Russians right after he fired Comey? What was that about? This guy needs to go in front of a grand jury and testify. I think we're going to have to subpoena Donald Trump. We, the people of America, will have to subpoena him because I don't think Mueller is going to do it. I know. Trump has achieved a lot of BS. We're killing another 2 years. We already wasted 8 years with Obama. And then 8 years with George W. Bush. People die fighting for democracy. Laura and I never did that. Trump isn't doing anything. He's not solving the environmental crisis as it unfolds. He seems to be doing whatever Kissinger wants him to do. Oh, they're buddy. Oh, yeah. Kissing cousins. Kissing. Donald Trump and Kissinger sitting on the tree. Kissing. Yeah, I don't think he's really accomplishing much. I'll take questions. I don't think it's important to talk about what a woman's vagina looks like, Bog Monster. Come on. I mean, really. Don't you realize that when we digress to the mere act of sexuality, we become animalian, like reptiles? Let's elevate from that and be humans. What do you say? Okay, will Trump's exercise and eating habits catch up to him as stress mounts? Yeah, people say he's at a high risk for a heart attack. Hopefully nothing will happen, but come on. The guy's taken on a lot of Russian influence.
With China looms large indeed. Made in America Week is one of the events the president is going to kick off as part of a broader effort to sort of revitalize his administration, which of course is seeing fading support in the polls. A Washington Post ABC survey over the weekend pegged the president's support level at 36%. That's the lowest on record for a president at this point in his term. Now, a recent Bloomberg Nation survey put the president's support at around 40%.
Whatever, I don't care. Who cares? He is rotundo. David, can you tell Mad Dog to stop capsing us? It's really unfriendly. Yeah, Mad Dog, could you stop capsing us? It's like you take advantage every time you come in here. What's your deal? Do you want to get kicked out and banned again for the 4th time? I mean, really? USA Today, Trump's exercise and eating habits stress mounts. Got it. We just did that one. Yeah, it's boring. It's not that fun. Oh, you didn't get the picture. Okay. Yeah, this is the picture that says 1,000 words. He's sitting there with a KFC, eating his KFC and smiling for the camera. Oh, whatever. Good luck. You look forward to... No one looks forward to that. Get some CBD oil, Anita. I mean, come on. Dave, Trump's IQ is lower than... Oh, his girdle length. You're right. This is a fake photograph. This is not Trump playing tennis, okay? This has been... Snopes.com put their nose up as you-know-what and found out it's not him. It's a picture of some dorky-looking guy who's... No, that's not him. It's a paste-up. Rub CBD oil all over everything. No, it's just... No, take a couple drops. That's what I do. In your food. Oh, come on. There's a lot of people in the world with bigger bottoms than that. I mean, why are you fat shaming our president? How dare you? Court documents allege ex-Trump staffer drugged woman he got pregnant with abortion pill. Okay. Is this Rob Porter we're talking about here? Hang on. Hold on, please. One moment, please, as we look deeper into the sex life of a former Trump campaign operative, Jason Miller. AJ Delgado has taken another nasty turn. In explosive new court filing, Delgado's legal team alleges that Miller, prior to their own high-profile extramarital romance, carried out an affair with a woman he met at an Orlando strip club. When the woman found out she was pregnant, Miller surreptitiously dosed her with an abortion pill without her knowledge. Huh! Former Trump aide. Ongoing battle between Trump's campaign operatives Jason Miller and AJ Delgado. Wow. Apparently all of his aides got into these, I'd say tit per tap, but it would be more like tit per ass. Sorry. I don't really like saying those words. They make me feel very uncomfortable. Hyman Munster, what's going on? Yeah. I don't know. His Trump has AIDS. His aides have problems with each other. They doused each other with abortion pills. I mean, the whole thing is weird. Well, I heard that tit for tap was not tit for tat. It used to be tip for tap, and then it changed to tit for tap. I'm beginning to think the Mandela effect is in order here. No, I can't give you any financial advice other than cut your costs. Obviously, living in a trailer is better than living in an apartment, so, downsize. That's my advice to you, sir. What's your question? Are they offering you money to come in here and attack us? Is Mark trying to buy our one informant, Deneau, off? God wonders. I wonder. I'm not God. Okay, your wife and you are considering staying with mom and dad for a year, save money to buy a $60,000 mobile home to put on a piece of land we bought. Yeah, you told me about this the other day. I said do it. I think it's great. But you may want to actually, keep this as an option. Get an optional trailer, just to give mom and dad some privacy, and you guys get some privacy. Because living in that house with your mom and dad, and you're doing the horizontal bump, and you're like, well, they are married, honey, but they're making so much noise. Yeah, you shouldn't borrow money from a bank. You should, at the very least, consider the trailer option if it gets a little too personal. But I think it's fine. It's their rental house for free, not with them. Oh, dude, take advantage of grandma and grandpa. I mean, they're going to be needing help someday, and you and your wife will be able to help. So go for it. I can't believe you need my advice on that. That's a no-brainer. Go for it. I'm not saying you don't have any brains. I'm just saying it's a no-brainer. Okay, I'm reading iBlog. Yes, is that okay, Bog Monster? Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm drooling. Wow. I blew my teeth out earlier. I was so excited. Yeah, I was like, wow, I've never done that on a show. I actually had a laugh. It came from below and blew my teeth out. Huffington, cat drugs bad, Bristol, England. Cat doesn't get the cream, but does get a bag full of narcotics. A cat in Bristol, England was found curled up with a bag of narcotics. This cat will be going to it's not a cat, it's a dog. What the hell? It's not a cat. Oh, that cat. Oh, okay. The cat was dosed.
Mav, no. Stop. No way! No. No. No, Maverick. No. 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 Hey.
I think the dog wanted to get the heroin. Yeah. It was almost a belly laugh when my teeth popped out. I'm reading everything. That couch is toast. I know. Well, the whole experience seems pretty traumatic for the cat. David, the chatters in iBlog better than Vaughn? No. We're all equal here. We're trying to at least communicate. We keep the show going. That's all we can do today. Yeah, it seems like we're being doused with chemicals or something in the atmosphere. It is not weird. I mean, it's weirdness insofar as many people are wondering, well, why do I feel so lethargic? Oh, maybe they're drugging us or something. But if you're feeling the kind of out of it, that's one of the possible reasons. An al-Shabaab terrorist lives in Arizona 4 years after U.S. grants refugee status. Another distressing case out of Arizona. An Ethiopian man granted refugee status by the Obama administration is really a terrorist who lied to the U.S. government about his identity. The man, Muhammad Abdurrahman Osman, and his wife, Zinab Abdurrahman Mohammed, have lived in Tucson since Uncle Sam invited them into the country as refugees back in 2014. Wonder how their neighbors feel that a grand jury recently indicted the couple for making false statements to a government agency and lying about the husband's ties to the militant Somalia group Al-Shabaab. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying beer, but you realize it is fluoridated heavily. I know. And now you have a dog on mushrooms. Wow, this ought to be like all the dogs and cats of the world are getting into illegal stashes of things. This dog is freaking out. Look at this. Shortly after taking the video, I rushed her to the vet to see what she might have gotten into. Whoa. Tripping out, dude. What we discovered was that Roxy was found with wild mushrooms growing. She got some wild mushrooms and ate them. Whoa. She's tripping. Whoa. Her pupils dilated and she seemed to be super attentive. Wow. Okay. She didn't seem afraid. In fact, the opposite. Wow. She seemed to be enjoying the experience. Wow. Dog tripping out on mushrooms found in yard. News at 11. The vet explained she had seen many dogs with the same case, and dogs seem to go looking for them. Actually, they like the mushrooms. They get high on the mushrooms. They even know what kind of mushrooms to eat. What are you going to do with these dogs, you know? Well, thankfully, that dog's living in America. Otherwise, it'd be food for some crazed Chinese person trying to eat their flesh in order to get high. Oh yeah, we get all our dogs high on mushrooms now for extra special eating. I mean, I can only imagine what this is going to lead to. I do not approve of the killing of animals to eat them, although I have had chicken before. Tastes pretty good. I made turkey tetrazzini on Thursday. It was pretty good too. $4. I served 8 meals. That was an incredible meal. And I slammed this food together, so if you ever want to watch my show, you can check it out. It's at youtube.com/David John Sponheim. youtube.com. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and play a little music from our library because I'm going to try to get the Skype thing going. Yeah. I've got the ability to get on this network here, and I'm going to see if I can do that. So let's just throw a little music onto the griddle and fry up a Skype conversation with somebody who's fried. It is Friday night, after all. So some of you are getting fried on Friday night. I'm sure that's one of the things you do.
Gonna make you feel good. Gonna make you feel good. Gonna make you mine. Gonna make you feel good. Gonna make you feel good. Gonna make you mine.
We deserve a better government, one that addresses the real concerns of its people. Now, it seems, so much news is fake, twisting what America stands for. Let's protect our gun rights against media manipulation. Let's get back to what really matters. Secure, safe schools, fencing, and security for our youth, and a clean environment for everyone. Join us nightly as we discuss America's most important concerns at America's Third Party. Okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't tell you about the tips I was giving you. I try to let all the lip readers know all these secrets that I personally live by. The U.S. is preparing for a second summit with North Korea. Yeah, that's no longer that important to talk about. Well, North Korea wrote a letter recently, and Trump won't show it to the world, but we do know that it said that they will never get rid of their nuclear weapons. Trump doesn't want to show that because it makes it look bad. But Pompeo is still pushing for his mob-like approach toward North Korea détente. Yeah, I was talking privately to the people who could read lips. I rely on them someday reading my lips, and the secrets to the universe will be revealed. Yeah, the mob-like behavior of Pompeo and the Mr. Trump. Well, you see, when Mr. Trump went to Singapore to meet Mr. Kim Jong-un, he took one of his main guys, Mr. Pompeo. You know what I'm talking about? And now the North Koreans are saying it's like meeting a bunch of mobsters. I mean, what's their problem, You'd think they'd take the offer that they couldn't refuse and do what they're supposed to do, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. We're not going to do a G21 or a G50. We're going to do a G-nothing pretty soon. The global economy will be collapsing, and we'll all be grabbing our dollies and running for cover. Grabbing your life raft. Yeah. Well, I'm not saying anything's wrong with the way, but Mr. Kim Jong-un was a little intimidated by the mob-like behavior of Mr. Pompeo and Trump. I think that's ridiculous. I mean, who says they don't like the mobsters, Yeah, they do seem like good fellows. You're right. Hey, Tucker Carlson says if Democrats delay Kavanaugh's vote for another week, his confirmation is over per Senate rules. Oh, wow, Tucker. Good job, man. Looking at all the different angles. I think Tucker's pro-choice, although I can't speak for him. Yeah. Okay. Right, here's something the liberal mainstream media will not tell you. This also explains why the far-left attorneys for Christine Blasey Ford refused to testify before next Thursday. Democrats know if they delay the Kavanaugh vote for another week, this confirmation process will be over. Tucker Carlson explained the Senate procedure on his Friday show. Make no mistake about it. Democrats are using the Christina Ford media fiasco not to get to the truth, but to prevent Trump from placing a justice on the Supreme Court. So I guess Tucker is really pro-life after all. Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Well, nice tactic. Thanks, Tucker, for telling us. At least we know. Like I care. Great idea. Fantastic. During our late night show, I have so much more fun sometimes because I get to play all kinds of great links, videos that we have from our library. And unfortunately, on our recorded broadcast, all I can do is pop my teeth out, to get you noticed. We're limited because YouTube will censor anything we put out there that is clearly, owned or copyrighted by anybody else. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. But when we play other music, like Scissor Fight's Dark Side, we might be monetized. We don't know. That's the thing. I'd play his music. It's great stuff. But Scissor Fight put this together. We used to get calls from a guy named Rodney. And this is one of the more memorable calls we got.
With naturally derived hemp products. Hey, you're coming in better now. Hey,
how you doing, man?
Hey, fantastic points on cannabis, man. You're on fire tonight. I'm really enjoying those new glasses. What are those, the cannabis cup glasses? Or
Oh, these are $900 Gucci's I got from a bag person in my area.
are you really blazed right now?
No, not at all. Why would I be blazed? Jeez.
Why wouldn't you be? I mean, everyone else in the show is.
Yeah, I hear you, but it's no reason to put sunglasses on. I'm wearing the glasses just to show you how cool I am wearing these $900 Gucci sunglasses I got from a bag person.
How did you acquire them, Dave? I mean, was it by a trade, or did you make a donation, or?
I met this guy in my area. I was talking to him about 11 o'clock at night. I was getting some food, and he said, "Hey, man, what's going on?" I said, "Hey, nice to see you." He said, "Yeah, I get a lot of stuff out of the dumpster." And he told me how many things he got out of the dumpster. He got like 20 DiGiorno pizzas out of the dumpster. He's like amazing. And I saw him wearing these sunglasses, and I thought, wow, this is pretty interesting. And then I went home. The next day I went into town, and I went right to that bench, and I saw the sunglasses sitting there on a public bench. A true story. Scout's honor.
How many of those DiGiorno pizzas did you end up buying?
I never bought any. He's the guy who bought them, or actually he found them in the dumpster, along with ice cream. And he gave it to all his friends. You just see people stick together who care about each other, who aren't snidey, greedy scumbags who take from each other.
Dave, when it comes to dumpster diving, I mean, what's your limit? What's your ultimate line?
I've never dumpster dived.
Okay, I thought you had.
No, I'm not a dumpster diver. That guy was. He gave me nothing. I basically picked up these. These were the glasses he was wearing.
In other words, like he does the diving, but you're the one who buys the product.
I never bought the product. No, I never bought the garbage, the DiGiorno pizzas. I didn't buy these. I got them for free. They were left there on the park bench. Most of these glasses I picked up for free. This was on a public.
I got Kellyanne Conway on the other line. I gotta call you back.
Okay, that was the audio of Rodney. Let's listen to the audio of a guy who hijacked a plane. Somebody said that their voices sounded similar. You know the guy that hijacked the plane, the Alaska airline plane, recently in and around Tacoma? Well, and ended up crashing it. Well, somebody said that his voice sounded similar to Rodney's. I don't think so, but let's just listen in.
I got a lot of people that care about me, and it's going to disappoint them to hear that I did this. I would like to apologize to each and every one of them.
No, I don't think so. I am kind of amazed at how cavalier that guy was, considering he was heading to his death. That was a strange incident. Yeah, it wasn't him. No. I think Rodney's a very interesting voice. Some people think that it could be a voice synthesizer, that he's working through a voice synthesizer. Yeah, some people can change their voice because he's done a couple of stunts where he sounds slightly different and he comes off as another guy. He had me fooled for a while, claiming he was another person. Yeah, he pulls different voices. Like another time he comes in and calls up and says, "Hey Sarah, how are you? How's lovely Sarah?" You know, that's clearly Rodney's voice too. All right, I'm going to step out for a second. Yeah, I can do a lot of voices. It's true. And I'm not using a voice synthesizer. Maybe he can too. No? Do I look like I'm using a voice synthesizer? Do you see a voice synthesizer in my mouth? All right, I'll be back shortly. At 9 o'clock, we get the protection. You want the eyeglass protection?
No.
You're willing to expose your rods and cones? Okay. Oh, you have that in your glasses. It's built in. They have the coolest glasses now, folks. Sarah got these new glasses, and they
have a little tint to them.
Yeah, they have a little tint, and they actually have a filter that protects your eyes from the LED blue UV lights that are coming at us.
Yeah, it's a lot brighter when I take them to look over the, yeah.
Yeah, I'll step out. No, thank you.
Okay. So I guess we're going to start life science trivia. Or I guess I could read the news. I just talked to a friend of mine who said, I'm trying to be more aware of the news and listen to the news more closely. And I'm like, I'm trying to do the opposite. Oh, so he gave up on that mouse, huh? Oops. All right. Yep. Well, I wasn't. So tomorrow you have Saturday school from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Wow. I'll make sure they know how to do volume before middle school. Okay. They'll need it in science labs. Okay, good to know. Length times width times height. Exactly. Actually, have you ever had them like build the volume with base 10 blocks? Or, foam or plastic centimeter cubes? Eureka. By Matthew C. Yeah. Sometimes, Mad Dog. Not too often, but sometimes. I don't know, Monkey Times. I don't do any, so I don't keep track. Matthew C. Yeah, the centimeter cubes. I love centimeter cubes. I use those all the time. The plastic ones, I don't know if they actually like weigh a gram like some other centimeter cubes do. Now they have them for algebra. Yeah, have you seen the algebra tiles, they're called? Those are very cool. Not really, Mad Dog. That's a good point. It's helped in the garden, though. Gizmos. I don't know about gizmos. But about, is that the... I was thinking... No, I haven't. I don't know. Explore Learning? I use Reflex Math by Explore Learning. Not that I know of, Monkey Times. No, never. Yeah. You just do, like, Reflex Math. That's it. You think I'm going to become the owner of a mathnasium? Maybe. I do like math, but I don't want to pay any, I don't want to pay any franchise fees. I was thinking you were talking about that awesome calculator that they have. Have you seen the Splat series? Have you heard about that, to know? That's very cool. In 5th grade and 6th grade, they have 2 teachers each, so that they have one teaches English and social studies and one teaches math and science. Literacy and social studies, I should say. Reading and math, reading, writing, math, and science. And then the other teaches reading, writing, social studies, and the other is math and science. I have watched Breaking Bad. Have you watched Breaking Bad? Probably Bengalitis, or more likely by myself. But I would generally teach all subjects, but right now I'm working with another teacher so that I don't have to teach every single thing. And I have really good... No, his name wasn't the hero? I would think that the hero was the teacher. I don't know. Or protagonist, I guess. Oh, I really like the math. Don't they do they do any volume in algebra? Just a little bit of geometry. Oh, pre-algebra and pre-geometry. Oh, pre-algebra is also pre-geometry. Okay, good. John Deere just cost farmers their right to repair. I wonder what that is. Wow, that's a good story. Oh. I like TheWire.com. Okay, well, maybe I'll think about that. You always wondered if there was a guy named Algebra somewhere out in the world. All right. Thank you, Misanthropy, I guess. He was a good chemist, Mad Dog. Wow. I know. Oh, sorry, Bog Monster. I don't talk as much as Dave. It's my break to think of new stuff to debate. I could go back into the trivia so that you don't have to think. Well, you do think, but not think of new things to debate. Alright. It seems like you're frozen, but it's just me pausing. Within 1 week? 850? That's what I always thought. Wow, goals. Within 1 week goals. I've seen that around. Oh, without words. Okay, I didn't know that. Wow. Oh, that's what it's like. I'm without words. Wow, without words. Okay, that's kind of neat. You just made that up? Aha. It makes sense though. pretty good. Oh, okay. I getcha. Thank you, Bog Monster. Yeah. Okay. Tesla is bringing back free supercharging to inventory cars in Model 3 to help sell cars in the end of quarter rush. Oh, PayPal is cutting off Alex Jones's InfoWars, joining the other tech giants. I wonder what they're using as a reason to do that. Oh, they say that the sites have violated their policies by promoting hate speech and misinformation. Wow. Wow. I mean, I'm not in favor of hate speech, but I am in favor of freedom of speech. And wow. Yeah, free speech. And I think that you are. You don't have to believe anything you want. You can dislike me. You're free to do so. As long as you don't physically harm me. Yeah, I agree, Ghost. I mean, that's not what our country stands for. We have freedom of speech. I think that what they're doing kind of violates our Constitution. Wow. Wow. In 2010, PayPal cut off payments to WikiLeaks, and they stopped working with neo-Nazi and alt-right websites. Wow. Wow. I think you should be free to feel any way you want to feel. Wow. How many people do I meet every day that actually have something to say where they need freedom of speech, or that should be, that we might not like, that should be and is protected by freedom of speech? I know most people don't say things, hateful things. But I mean, that's really what our country is about. That's what our earlier this week, only 4 days ago, was Constitution Day. And the Constitution, part of the Constitution is about the Bill of Rights, and the Bill of Rights is about freedom of speech, which really sets our nation apart from many other nations. Yes, I agree with you, Mad Dog. The Bill of Rights affirms God-given rights, and that's the reason they need, obviously, though, they need to be affirmed because other people will say, oh, you don't have that right. Yeah, that's true. Well, what about Martha Washington 754? I don't know. I don't really know the answer to that question. I just, yeah. Yeah. All right. You're from the South? All right. Yeah, it's a very cool textured shirt. Here, I should show you. This is really the outfit. It's like, looks like I'm wearing like armor or something. That is very cool. Wow. can't. It's hard to believe that Alex Jones is only 4 years older than me. Yeah, pretty much, Mad Dog.
So you want to check out that spa, that sauna spa?
Two pieces. The sauna spa?
Yeah, the one we were looking at the other day.
The circular one?
Yeah, I was wondering if that's still there. Let's see.
I don't know.
Thanks for giving me a break. They have a climate viewer here. This is a site that somebody sent me last night on iVlog. I think many of you will probably enjoy this. It's called climateviewer.org. And apparently you get all kinds of different types of lists here. They've got lists of the map list here. Aerial views. They've got National Geographic, Dark Matter. It's really a kind of cool site. Here it is, climateviewer.org. Check it out. Yeah, so yeah, I was looking at breaking climate viewer stories last night.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go like way down there.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to interrupt that asteroid attack. Sarah's going to take off here. I'm going to take over. Thank you, Sarah, for everything.
Did you eat something?
Yeah, I had a great meal. It was great. Potatoes are my favorite, you know.
Yeah, they're not mine.
I know. You don't have to eat them. I know. I only make them because they're cheap. Well, it was my favorite food. I did gain a little. You like the trivia? Good. They liked your trivia, Sarah. Yeah. Up, up, and away. Here we go. All right, so I need to get a little more color to my face, I think. Fruit spray, right, coming up. Wow, that is such a rush. Okay, I got 15 minutes until I can take my glasses off. Will you ever do blackface again? No, unless we see Michelle run. If Michelle's running in 2020, I might do blackface again. I may dress as a transgender, like Michelle. Yeah. I think there would be a blackface 3 then. That's the only way I would do it. Melania would be the second first lady not born in America. Oh, yeah. Okay. Does that matter? I mean, it's not a prerequisite. You could have a first lady born in any country. I'm not going to dress like Donna Summers, but I will do a Michelle Obama impersonation if Michelle runs. I think that would be appropriate. I've got more important issues to deal with right now.
I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press. Putin said some very good things about me. People say, oh, Trump's going to be weak with Putin because Putin is saying nice things about me. Okay, all right. And I said he's a strong guy. They immediately say, oh, Trump likes what? Look, I don't like or dislike. First of all, I have to say this. Wouldn't it be great if we actually got along with Russia? Am I wrong in saying that?
Yes, you are. It's not great for us to get along with Russia. It just doesn't make sense at this point. Not after they violated our election. Why would we want to get along with somebody who is willfully trying to meddle in our election based on all our intelligence gathering? I mean, we have a definite problem. So why is it we have to have a good relationship with Russia? Why would we want to necessarily do business with a country that competes in every area that we support? Military weapons is one of their main products. They're trying to break into the agriculture business with their non-GMO dedication, which, by the way, Vladimir, that was a very good move. I do admire your effort to keep genetically modified food out of your diet plan. But I mean, we don't have to develop an animosity toward Russia, but do we have to get along necessarily? I don't think so. Well, you know, I believe what you're saying. I told you the only thing I can do is openly speak out on the issues. That's the only thing I have. It doesn't require money for me to do this. They can try to continually stop me from doing whatever I do, but they're not going to stop me. And I explained that. That's why the Can't Stop song is, you know, closes our show at the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. But the only thing I can do is speak out daily. And I love this venue. I love this forum. I will continue this forum because I do it not for money, but for joy. You know, I wouldn't even do this if it wasn't enjoyable for me. Octopuses on ecstasy, drug, become more social. We saw this. Octopuses share a gene that's similar to ours regarding the receptors for LSD type drugs like ecstasy. And, oh, okay. And this octopus got very, very friendly with a few of their suppliers of MDMA. Yeah, just giving ecstasy to octopus just seems like almost like what Donald Trump did when he said that to Billy Bush. Just grab them by the beep, by the octopussy. Just grab them by the octopussy. I'm joyous, and that's what makes me so special. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day in my neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor from hell? Have you ever met a neighbor from hell? I have. Man, I have never ever met anybody more messed up than I had a neighbor one time. Oh, it was unbelievable. It really, I mean, I couldn't write a book, a Stephen King novel, weirder than this one. I think I should write a something similar to Stephen King's novel about that experience, but I think I'll wait. David, I wonder how many times, I don't know how many times he did it. You'd have to be a bug on the wall to see that, Howie. Or Lot Lizard, whatever your name is. CBS announces a 2019 reboot of The Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele in Rod Serling's former role. You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension of both sight and sound, of both things and ideas. You just crossed over.
You're traveling
through another dimension.
through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a...
That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
I don't know. I think his voice is off significantly. I was not impressed. Okay. And I'm kind of a connoisseur. Okay. You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension of both sight and sound. Of both things and ideas. He had that smoking look with a cigarette hanging out. Yeah, he died of a heart attack, you know. Pretty young age. Some people think it's what he said that killed him. Maybe they used the heart attack weapon on him. I think I did. I think they got the wrong guy for that job. They will be condemned in voiceover hell. Yeah. Yeah, we do have other monk sounds too that calm us. Here's the Tuvan throat singing. Check this out. I'm sorry, I'm unable to provide any more of this, otherwise you will actually begin to turn into another species. Human, of course. No, this man is amazing. He's a Native American who has mastered the Tuvan throat singing. Phenomenal. I too have developed this technique. And I will begin to show you. sorry. Hey, it wakes you up, I'll tell you. It really works your vocals. Your ear and vocal instruments are amazing. You nailed it. Well, that's because I do this daily. I eat more fiber every day. I get plenty of... I'm on a new probiotic fiber. You know, you can overdo probiotics. Dave, get off the hair. You have been muted again. KY Poopy continually strikes me every single time, and I have to combat with a kick. Get off the hair? I mean, it was stupid. David, why do exciting things like Sunspot Observatory never flourish to anything worthwhile? I don't know. I'm of the belief that there was a solar spot situation yesterday, or excuse me, on the 11th of September. Yeah. I was looking at the particle beam maps and the proton experiments that were done in the gallery the other night at Soho. And I noticed an aberration on September 11th, which indicated like a large circle in the middle of the proton. Yeah. I went to the data archive and looked up the proton intensity meter here. There's this one. That's not a very good one, but it did see a spike on the 11th. But we were going to the proton density, the Great Karnak. And I'm not Johnny Carson. I'm looking at the proton density. There it is. Wrong one. Jeez, I'm striking out here. I had it the other day. It was great. Well, flare activity monitor? No. Well, I should have had this prepared. I didn't. My fault. There's got to be something wrong here. Let's go to the archive. Yep. There it is. Oh, yeah. Anyway, it had kind of a ball in the middle of the sun, a little opening, which could have been seen on a camera with a lens as a circle, so it's possible. But the sun goes through all kinds of manipulations. I had my dose of coffee, yes. Cool Rock is more interesting than a NASA website. I know. I went there the other day. Cool Rock. It's what's for dinner. Oh, here we go. There's a story now about Alex Jones. Conspiracy theories made Alex Jones very rich, but they may bring him down. Whoa. So maybe he's going down with the conspiracy theories. That's exactly what a shill would do. You see, Alex Jones is designed to make everything seem nutty, even the truth. And when we hear things like maybe we didn't take down Osama bin Laden in Abbottabad, maybe the government really didn't do it because we never presented a body, and they never had a photo of the body being dumped over the Carl Vinson. I know. Well, Ed and Johnny didn't get along. Johnny didn't get along with a lot of people. Yeah, but they had a great relationship, working relationship, I think better than most. Just as good as Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. Well, Ed didn't have to do much. I mean, Johnny did everything. He did all the jokes. He was carrying the show. But he fed him the lines for the Great Karnak, so. Yeah, Carson, I think drinking and smoking, and he even said so himself, smoking, if somebody had just told him, don't smoke cigarettes, you'd live longer, he would have. We would have still had him. It's the combination that cigarettes and alcohol do. It's not a double whammy, it's a triple whammy when they get together. So if Alex Jones is unwinding on alcohol and other things, it's no telling what's going to happen in his future. But he may be purposely unwinding to kind of discredit everything he ever did. And the message is, see what happens, folks, when you have alternative views and think about things, you turn into Alex Jones and go nuts. Synergistic damage, that's right. The synergy of those two items create a third, more dangerous, more powerful effect on the body. So alcohol and cigarettes will destroy your heart vessels, and your bloodstream requires good, clean plumbing. And the cigarettes have a way of blocking it with the alcohol, inflating the blood vessels at the same time. So it's kind of a bad combo. Yeah, and I thought Joe Rogan got somebody hooked on weed and whiskey. Look at what happened with Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. He's forcing a cigarette with marijuana in it on him, called a blunt. And that cigarette with the marijuana in it is the worst thing you can do, because it turns marijuana into an addictive substance. Nicotine adds to it. It's very bad. And it's very bad for California to even allow this stuff. Yeah, how am I gullible? Yeah, exactly. Only gullible people believe that chemtrails are real and Sandy Hook is a hoax. Well, see, Johnson is just saying gullible people believe that. And ironically, Alex Jones is designed to make, as a controlled opposition person, he's designed to make everything seem crazy if you believe it. So many of you fall into that category of saying, well, if you believe in Sandy Hook is a hoax or chemtrails are real, you must be nuts like Alex Jones appears to be nuts. So he's really a shill at every level, including what he's doing now, which is melting down. He's playing into the shill role of controlled opposition. They want to discredit every true statement. If we are being sprayed, which we are, with chemicals on a daily basis, and we have proof of this, irrefutable proof. I didn't just create a website, chemtrailparty.com, for nothing. We really are being sprayed on a daily basis. This is really happening. Yeah, their plan is to turn people into, like Johnson, victimized by the mainstream media and the shillery of Alex Jones. They want to drive you into believing this is perfectly normal. Nothing wrong with this. Yeah. And then thereby, considering anybody who has an alternative view like Alex Jones. You're falling into the trap of the mainstream media. That's what they try to do. Okay, a digital cashless society is coming sooner than you think. And government banks and the UN are working on it.
Hi, everyone. It is September 21, 2018. The move towards a cashless society continues on, and it looks like it's coming sooner than later. So Wells Fargo plans to cut up to 10% of their workforce in the next 3 years. The bank cited changing customer preferences, including the adoption of digital self-service capabilities.
Wow. Huh. Okay. We're digital cashless societies coming. This person, Never Lose Truth, is really good. She tracks the situations around the world from, just looking on the internet and seeing things that are kind of evolving. But we'll look at that for sure tonight. Right. Whoopsie. Okay, we covered a couple stories. Tesla's losing executives. They're dropping like flies. We still don't know what the decline in UFO sightings is all about, but a 55% reduction in UFO sightings has been noted. So fewer and fewer people are seeing UFOs, which is kind of strange. Yeah. Or maybe they're just not reporting them. Maybe it's a common day occurrence for people now. I don't know. I had a unique experience back in 1967. I saw 50 discs in the sky, and it was bizarre. I must tell you, I'll never see anything like it again. It was phenomenal. They were moving in tandem, and 200 other people saw the same thing in the summer of 1967. Yeah, the summer of love, right? I believe that's what the summer of love was, 67. Yeah. Flowers in Their Hair, San Francisco. Yeah, I should play that. I love that song. The internet will split in two by 2028, with one half led by the US and the other by China. Former Google CEO Eric Schmidt claims. Yeah. Now, he works for the Department of Defense now, so he would say that. He says the internet will become two distinct worlds within the next decade. China's censorship and control over the citizens online means the country will eventually run its own version of the internet, Schmidt says. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. You never know. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, the satellite communication gives us the ability to transfer internet signals globally, and people in China can still listen to our show on VPNs. Once they get out of a VPN, these people can watch things that the Americans can watch. Okay, now. Oh, now, Dave. Is that you? But Dave Burton, you are now no longer in the show. Yeah, I'm so sorry. There's something wrong with your mind that you keep thinking weird thoughts. You have been removed. I guess Mark's made me do the hard way here. There we go. China's been doing a very good job of blocking VPNs. Yeah, but there are certain VPNs that you can get out on. If you know those secret VPNs, you can get out of the Chinese. Even North Koreans can get out on their signals. Oh, yeah. It's all in the know. How he did it has something. You know, I got a VPN. And I asked around. I said, you know, how many people want, you know, to Skype me? And if they want to Skype me, they can Skype me at any time in a show. And I found a VPN that I can run our show on, which is pretty undetectable. And I know for a fact it's not run by the NSA. Most of the VPNs out there are violating your freedom of privacy. Most of them will flip on a dime if they get a subpoena to, you know, reveal your address. I don't do anything illegal online. I just don't like the fact that you're being watched, especially if I've got trolls coming after me. I'd love to tell you the name of it, but I'm not going to because it would divulge my personal safety and security. But just ask around, you know, look around, find out, you know, there are some VPNs that have to meet requirements because they're so big. And then there's VPNs that are not so big, that are kind of flying under the radar. And those are the ones you really want to get hooked up to, because they're the ones that weren't bought by the NSA. Most of the VPNs out there have been bought by the NSA. That was one of the ways that they could control. Even the concept of the Tor server, that turned out to be an FBI plan all along. The Tor server, for a while, like 2 years ago, they said that Tor had been violated with an email attack. But now we're finding out that the Tor server was created by the FBI. Isn't that ironic? Here you are trying to be, you know, stealth and go on the internet. Yeah, I'm using Tor. I'm really secret. That was run by the FBI. They admitted it. Save me from the Russians. Oh, the Navy did it? Okay, thank you. It was a joint naval and FBI fusion project.
Why do Russian women want American men? There are several real reasons.
Because American men don't beat them up while they're having sex with them. That's the number one reason. Hey, to think that some alien life form give humanity some kind of super advanced technology is preposterous. How would they ever find us, communicate with us? Well, they did recently. There was a AI picked up, I believe Echelon picked up a communication of 72 linked patterned tones from outer space, which was sent with some semblance of order. They just recently picked this up. So there's somebody out there trying to communicate 3.5 million light years away. And then 10 light years away, there's a huge black hole sucking all of us into it, including those people who contacted us. So it's likely those people said, hey, we're being sucked into the black hole, in digital communication form. That's what I think. They're simply saying, we're screwed, help, help, because they're on the way to the black hole. Have you ever been in a black hole? I haven't. Well, not technically. Figuratively, I have. Okay, I think we need to change the subject now. All right, well, that was a fun little clip. Anything to get our mind off of the boring, dreary reality of Trump. Okay, being security is kind of important. Let's talk about how covert agents infiltrate the internet to manipulate, deceive, and destroy reputations. Yeah, this is a 4-year-old story, but it's still relevant. GCHQ, the Division of National Security for the British, has been doing some dastardly things. And I wouldn't doubt they're in here right now. I know that British Royal Intelligence has been listening to my show for years. And if they come in here dodging my subjects, slandering me, I know that they're working through a new kind of SIG, DEV, MOUSE, SIG, DEV, establishing human science operation cells. One of the many pressing stories that remains to be told from the Snowden archive is how Western intelligence agencies are attempting to manipulate and control online discourse with extreme tactics of deception and reputation destruction. Remember when they were calling me Dave, the guy from Kosovo, claiming I was a war criminal from Kosovo? That has all the earmarks of this. This could have been British Royal Intelligence doing that at the same time. I don't know. It's time to tell a chunk of the story, complete with the relevant documents. Over the last several years, this person worked with NBC News to publish articles about the Joint Threat Research Intelligence Group. And they were based on 4 classified documents presented to the NSA and other partners in the English-speaking Five Eyes Alliance of all the Western nations. So they engaged in what they called honeypots, in which they start to do some nasty things. They do gang stalking, false flag operations, posting material to the internet and falsely attributing it to someone else. Fake victim blog posts is another tactic they use. Here's a illustrative list of the tactics of the latest GCHQ document. Infiltration operation, ruse operation, set piece operation, false flag operation, false rescue operation, disruption operation, sting operation. These are the people that are supposed to be protecting our national intelligence. They're in there in the internet dabbling in manipulating our free speech, manipulating our political process, preventing anyone from getting a word in edgewise without some BS story. And basically the flat earth theory comes under the heading of these techniques that they use. Even the flat earth stories that you hear are oftentimes coupled with moon hoax stories, which may very well be true. We may not have gone to the moon. But they're trying to discredit those theories that we didn't go to the moon by putting something even more preposterous out there. The Earth is somehow flat, which is absurd. Why would all the other planets be spherical and our Earth be like a flat pancake floating in space? Just in, President Trump says he will get rid of a lingering stench at the DOJ. Okay. Just like I predicted, Trump is going to fire Rosenstein, Sessions, and Mueller. Yeah, I knew this would happen. David, how many program languages have you mastered? Only 14. I'm minimizing my stack memory so that I don't apportion it for improper use. It's a cooling process. You're fired! I am not liquid cooled. I am cooled by other forms of air. Through my lung ventricles. Yeah, there are no pictures of the round Earth. That really makes you wonder. Because we never went outside of the Earth's Van Allen belt. Bingo. That's the real issue. Ivanka, could I have some more of those jelly beans that Ronald Reagan kept in the basement? They still taste good. Fruit enzyme spray. You know, I think I'm just going to put my head in a shower and do the show in a shower. Wouldn't that be great? Okay, we've got a major skit on Bert and Ernie and Cosby, Kavanaugh, and more.
So I'm sitting at the car dealership. Took my mom's car in to get a repair.
Yeah.
And there's a lady in the waiting room with me, and we start up a conversation. We're the only ones there. And it comes on, you know, the 50-inch TV in the waiting room, this whole garbage here. And we're talking about it. We're both lost in the quagmire quicksand of garbage about this situation. And how 35 fucking years can go by. And this chick comes out of nowhere and says that, and from what I understand, he was 19 and she was 17, and like, as we've all been there, it takes two to tango.
Oh, please. Rape is rape, sir. Well, he can go back to that little story later. Yeah. This woman couldn't even deal with this traumatic event until 2012, when she and her husband were in a therapy session talking about why their relationship was struggling. I mean, come on. Really? She was traumatized by it. She is hot. Yes, she is. Okay, I'm adding a few links to the lineup tonight. And that's definitely on the list. Thank you. So there is talk about Rod Rosenstein, being fired. I think that that's perfectly within Trump's capability to do that. But it will make him look more and more guilty the more he fires. So he can go down guilt two different ways. One, they build the case against him, which it looks more and more like Trump did collude with Russia. Or two, we're just going to go see Donald Trump get rid of everybody and look guilty as hell. And then we, the voters, can decide in 2018. Thank you. Advanced 6 years forward. Donald Trump Jr. received one of the most striking emails of the presidential campaign, offering dirt on Hillary Clinton as part of the Russian government's support for Mr. Trump. Donald Trump Jr. responded 17 minutes later, "If it's what you say, I love it." That email led to a meeting at Trump Tower that has become a central focus of the investigation into possible collusion between Russia and Trump campaign. But the very day that email was sent, another exchange was taking place behind the scenes. Documents reviewed by BuzzFeed News shows that 3.3 million began moving on June 3rd between two of the men who orchestrated the meeting, Aras Agalarov, a billionaire real estate developer close to Vladimir Putin and Trump, and Irakli Kaviladze, a longtime Agalarov employee once investigated for money laundering. Whoa. So the money was moving at the time that Trump was being conferred with about Donald Jr. meeting the attorney trying to end sanctions. That money is on top of the more than 20 million that was flagged as suspicious, they revealed earlier this month to BuzzFeed. After the money ricocheted among the planners and participants of the Trump Tower meeting, a special counsel of Mueller's team has been investigating whether any individuals colluded with Russia to influence the 2016 election, is examining the suspicious transactions, 4 federal law enforcement officials said. Okay, they've got a money trail. Wow. Now, although the documents do not directly link the 3.3 million to the meeting, they show that officials at the 3 separate banks raised red flags about the funds. Many of the transfers seems to have no legitimate purpose. Whew. Wow. And that's all, folks. Okay, that's it. How about that? I should get a rowing machine so I could work out on doing the show. That'd be good. I could do that ultimate exercise program. This is not a live recording. It's recorded earlier, but I'm still live. Of course it's live, bingo. I wouldn't respond to you in chat if it wasn't. Yeah, anyway. Lots of bad things happening here in the Trump administration. If that's true, and there was a money transfer right around the Trump Tower meeting of $3.3 million, that's a smoking gun. They got him hands down in collusion. And if Sarah Sanders is correct when she said that the president weighed in on the issue of what Donald Trump Jr. said at the Senate subcommittee hearing, that's obstruction of justice, plain and simple. You can't weigh in on what your son's going to say. That's called altering his testimony. It's no different than telling him to lie. So Bert and Ernie. I think the Bert and Ernie controversy about Sesame Street and the being gay, that's just another diversion. Here's a story that really caught my attention last night. You know, Brett Kavanaugh is so into dominating women, like holding, you know, allegedly putting his hand over Miss Ford's mouth when she tried to scream, when he was pressing on her and groping her body. He also likes really pretty women working for him. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Report. Female students were told it was not an accident. Kavanaugh's female clerks look like models. Wow. He liked beauty. Yeah, the advice was handed out by Amy Chow, who is known at the Yale Law School for her ability to help students secure clerkships, including with Kavanaugh. Wow. So a Guardian reported Thursday that a prominent professor at Yale Law School told a group of students last year that if they wanted a clerk for Brett Kavanaugh, they should consider their appearances, as it was not an accident that his female law clerks looked like models. Wow. Now I'm wondering if there's been any of those models who've been groped by this guy. Because if he likes pretty women around him, like Trump does, you know, he's got Carolyn Sunshine as his press assistant. Yeah, Trump's into these beautiful women around him too. I'll be darned. Yeah, she's his press assistant. Trump spends most of his time with Carolyn Sunshine in the Oval Office privately with doors closed. This woman is in the Oval Office privately with doors closed every single day. And hardly anybody in the mainstream media is talking about it. She's 22 years old, a YouTube star, Disney girl from the Disney group, kind of like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. But yeah, so if Trump is anything like Brett, he would respect Brett, and he definitely, I would expect somebody to step up and say something. Yeah, there's got to be some woman out there in his office who's been groped by somebody. Maybe herself. I don't want to have false allegations against Brett Kavanaugh. Don't get me wrong, but anyone who likes models in his office is going to have some, you know, little hanky-panky thing going on the side, no doubt. Yeah, beginning to wonder.
Yeah, it looks like shit. But here's a cute girl. I'm not going to miss this opportunity. And she's on the phone.
Approaching hot Russian women and getting dates. This is a detailed way of going out and meeting ladies. You American men are very susceptible to fresh Russian women coming over to America wanting to infiltrate your government. Watch how this man somehow secures Russian lay. I would like to play that. Yeah, I like that song, even though it is mind control. Miley Cyrus video, Malibu. Yeah, that's a pretty good song. Was your former black girlfriend named Omarosa? No. Not no. No, but, you know, I gotta tell you, I don't really think Omarosa is such a bad person like a lot of you think. I think she's kind of amazing, actually. Yeah. She's got guts, I'll tell you that. I rarely see that in women of her, stature, facing a guy like Trump, and she's going head-to-head with this guy. I mean, come on, that takes a serious amount of guts, don't you think? South Carolina, Congressman makes jokes about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Okay, let's take a look at those.
Thank you for coming out.
Okay, hang on. We're going to get the Gucci zone. Hold on there. Thank you. Let me put it up on the screen. Let her rip. 19 seconds of bad jokes from a South Carolina congressman about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, one of the most amazing women in the whole world.
I thought I was going to be late. Did y'all hear the latest late-breaking news from the Kavanaugh hearings? Ruth Bader Ginsburg came out that she was groped by Abraham Lincoln. I thought I was going to have to. Ginsburg came out that she was groped by Abraham Lincoln. I thought I was going to have to go back.
Oh, that's real funny. You know, you make more jokes about black people like that, And Ruth Bader is named Black. So there you go, man. Man, I think women of her stature should be respected. I mean, let's face it, she seems to have a healthy diet. She's drinking her juice drinks in the morning, and I understand her, she's looking pretty good for an 82-year-old woman. Is she 82? Well, let's be clear. All right. I don't know what that was all about. But I do know that anyone who's this beautiful, this close to a man who likes to grab women by the beep, 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 is vulnerable. And I think this woman, Carolyn Sunshine, is vulnerable, and I think she needs to get some protection. I don't know. Maybe a chastity belt or something when she goes in the Oval Office. Just a suggestion, you know. Troopers rescue an unconscious driver from a burning van. Now, this is the only benefit I'm seeing, major benefit of having troopers on the highway as emergency vehicle repair, and that much I think we should have. Look at this. This is what a true cop should be doing, not tagging people going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit.
One potato.
Starting potato. 6 minutes, 30
Well, it's really for one big reason, which is
I try to keep the mic down during this time period. We do about a 1 minute show just for lip readers and people who are challenged with their hearing. Yeah, it's my way of communicating to the people who are more disabled than you. Yeah, I'm called a lip whisperer. I whisper to people. Okay, I'm a little concerned that this is the kind of police work that many people aren't getting. I'm really impressed with that police work, actually. I am. I thought that was brilliant. Didn't you like that police work? It's Deaf Appreciation Minute, yeah. And it's my way of saying thanks, because this kind of stuff that they heard when I did have it off is just unbelievable. I rip into so many people in that 1 minute because I have a problem because I can't really talk the way I normally want to talk because I'm kind of clipping what I say. I don't want to be too outrageous, you know, so I dial back about 20% most of the time. But when you're lip reading me, you're hearing the unadulterated truth out of my mouth. But right now you're listening to the adulterated truth out of my mouth. It's all true, but it's adulterated. Okay, that was fun. I got to see real police work in action. Coming up, we're going to be dealing with Alex Jones's meltdown. We got a little clip for you. 3 minutes of what's happening with the Alex Jones meltdown. We see every day now. All right, we got that lined up. PayPal is cutting off Alex Jones InfoWars. A lot of other companies are trying to use Alex Jones as a way of stopping any considerable conspiracy people, I guess. I think Alex Jones is being thrown under the bus by the entire system because he's a plan, he's a ploy. They use him like they would a rubber ball. They bounce him around, they do whatever they want. Now he's pretending to be kind of nuts, claiming he's doing God's work. But he's really just a shill. He's paid a lot of money to make everything true sound crazy. Yeah. Yeah, the guy will sue him for not putting
Ladies and gentlemen,
a neck brace on him. The Don't Smoke commercial by Yul Brynner.
the late Yul Brynner.
I really wanted to make a commercial when I discovered that I was that sick and my time was so limited. I wanted to make that commercial that says simply, now that I'm gone, I tell you, don't smoke.
So true. He died of lung cancer. And it's possible that many actors like Yul Brynner were also involved in breathing radiated fumes and dust. They say that John Wayne he was a great cowboy western. You probably have heard of John Wayne. Well, let me tell you, Pilgrim, that's John Wayne. Well, he died of lung cancer, but he was on the set out near the Dugway Proving Grounds when they had dust from radiated dust blow right into the set. And you know who else was out there around the same time as Steve McQueen? And he too died of lung cancer. So you have to connect the dots to the environment when discussing things like lung cancer and things. And definitely cigarettes played an important part in Yul Brynner's death, no question about it. But Steve McQueen was considered one of the great actors of our time, and you know, I had the opportunity to meet his executive secretary before or after he died, and she was a terrific woman. She was the first lesbian woman to die of AIDS, and I was privy to meet her and talk to her for about a half an hour. Yeah, I knew a lot of people back then, and it was kind of fun. But Steve McQueen was gone relatively fast. He had a really amazing career, but lung cancer took him out very fast. Anyway, thank you for letting me play that. That was fun. All right. Boys Republic home for troubled teens, where he lived in... Oh, you drove by Steve McQueen's Boys Republic home for troubled teens? Really? Psycho behavior on my way to work and back. Good for you. I'm just setting something up here. So we are being hit with chemtrails. We do know that. And we have had very little oversight by our government in this regard. And I really do wish all the best to every single person out on the internet trying to raise awareness for this. It's one of the most important political decisions we're going to have to face. Do we want to be sprayed? And what the hell are they doing above our heads? That's important. Okay, I've got that song queued up. Great. Whew. Wow. David Limp. Oh, God. Why do Russian women want American men? Okay, we play that later. It's good link for you. Got it. They have an annual Steve McQueen car show as a fundraiser every year. I did not know that. That's cool, because he was really into motorcycles for a while, and cars, race cars. Yeah, a lot of people chain smoked back in the 50s. I know. I was addicted to cigarettes in 1960. Yep. Yeah, I was pretty heavy addict. My mother smoked during her pregnancy. 10 cigarettes a day. So I ended up becoming addicted as a baby. It sucks. It really does. 10 more strange national park disappearances. Dark Engine. You're doing an investigation of this. It's good stuff. I mean, people don't realize it, but in the past few years, 1,600 people have disappeared in our national parks. Thanks for that link. Deep Dark Engine, rather. I know. No more PayPal. How the hell can you order caveman protein mix and male vitality supplements? He's going to have to open some sort of a first merchant arrangement. The PayPal income that Alex Jones is relying on is vital to his daily flow of cash. I don't know. The thing about the missing person issues, it's all over North America. People are vanishing. Dark Engine's doing a personal study of this. But it's happening in every case around water. There's a swash in the Midwest that there's no abductions whatsoever. It's strange. But anywhere you're near water, you're in danger. That much we do know. Remember Dark Engine? You probably saw that statistic. The people that are killing or snagging people out of the woods, Deliverance style, speaking of, Burt Reynolds dying and everything. People who are taking people out of the woods are usually somewhere near water, so they're living in the deep woods near water, these scumbags. And they're probably using people for torture or God knows what they're doing. Yeah, and the government doesn't seem to be aware of what's happening. I added my Trump look tonight. I'm trying to get ready for the coming Halloween show, where I'm going to change my character to Alex Trump. A combination of Alex Jones and Donald Trump, where I switch character between both Alex and Donald Trump continuously in the show. And my orange levels will be probably spiked around this level. Maybe up here. How's that? Is that better? Do you feel a little bit more comfortable with that? Okay, we'll keep you down like that. Well, let's be clear. Orange David looks like a bad TV in 1980. You're right. You could do 2 different makeups and hairstyles on each side of your face. Well, I'd have to shave my head for Alex Jones, because isn't he going bald? And I don't want to do that. So I got to get a bald head look. And then I have to, can I have the top half, this section, could this be Trump and this section be Alex Jones? My mouth will be Alex Jones, but my upper area will be Trump. How's that? Okay. I might be a cybernetic Alex Trump. I'll use my cyborg mask that Scissor Fight created for me with a battery. That'll integrate the cyborg Alex Trump will be my character. You're thinking Alex Jones is being railroaded? You're probably right. I think the man is getting closer and closer to God. It's getting real. It's getting real serious. He thinks he's getting closer to God now. He's turned to God for some reason. I don't look like Howard Hamlin from Better Call Saul. That's ridiculous. We've been over this time and time again. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't look a bit like this guy. Not a bit. It's like comparing me to David Duke or something, you know? I say we give up the entire corporation and move on. Let's cut a pension deal for you and we'll walk. I understand you've got problems with radio frequencies and cell phones, but deal with the fact that we as a business need to continue going on. I like that movie, Better Call Saul. Very funny. Yeah, similar facial features. I will admit that. A little, yeah. No, not a bit. Not a bit, no. Okay, we talked about the plastic waste in the ocean. We showed you how they're taking little birdies and rinsing their mouths out with the pill bottles and everything coming out of the, and then they go back out there. It turns out that the animals can't eat because their body is filled with plastic waste. So they're starving to death. Yeah, how would you like to be a little albatross and have plastic bottles in your stomach and want to eat something and not be able to digest it because you got 15 plastic bottles and spent needles in your gullet? Wouldn't be pretty, would it? Well, that's what we're dealing with. And if I don't get to the presidency as soon as possible, we're going to be screwed, because these people who are running our country, they don't care about the ocean. They don't care about your water, your air. I mean, what the hell? None of these leaders in the Democratic or Republican Party give a hoot about even genetically modified food in our diet, which is killing people long term. Plastic waste. Some people are doing things to help. Yeah, and BBC News has a story here, and they're flushing the animal's gullet. Let me see if I can show you how they're doing it. It's pretty interesting. They're flushing their gullet just to clear the plastic out, then putting it back in the wild. It's unbelievable. How does plastic kill wildlife? These curious fresh-footed shearers on the beach, they're all dying. Yep. They cut them open and look at this. Plastic containers all over the place. This remote island in the Tasman Sea is home to 30 to 40,000 little creatures. Their chicks' stomachs, there's so much plastic in their chicks' stomachs that they don't have enough energy to live. Help is on the way. So these guys come there. They take these birds and then flush out their stomachs. So the chicks' stomachs are flushed out so they can live. They can't even have no energy. They can't even eat.
Can't believe how much is coming out. It just doesn't stop.
We know that wildlife is threatened with so many challenges, from habitat loss to poaching to all sorts of things that I've been learning about in my career.
Isn't this sad? Isn't this amazing too, that they're out there flushing their stomachs? We have such an incredible problem, and to have a president who doesn't even care about the future of our environment and says climate change isn't happening. Misanthropy, have you not seen What is Better Call Saul? Better Call Saul is a really good show on Netflix. It's really funny. It's a takeoff on Breaking Bad. It's with the lawyer that plays in Breaking Bad and his life. And then some of the characters in Breaking Bad are in Better Call Saul. Yeah, I think we should ban certain plastics, if not all of them. We're going to have to rethink this entire human species on this planet. We can't keep doing this. We have rushed to the word of plastic. In fact, that was the mantra in the 70s, plastic. But we're now at the point we need to start thinking of fresh water as the mantra, and a living environment for creatures like that so they can prosper. Give a hoot, don't pollute. Ban plastic, yeah. Breaking Bad is a great show on Netflix. It's incredible. It's about a guy who's a high school chemistry teacher who decides he needs money really bad, and he decides to start making meth. And his whole life is twisted upside down with all kinds of weird things, having to move meth and make money. And he gets involved with a meth head in the area who's selling meth. It's really an amazing story. And I've talked to people, they really wanted Breaking Bad to keep going. And I love Better Call Saul too. Yeah, I've taken to it. So next season I'll be watching that too. Hey, it's better than not watching anything at all, which some people do. Right now, there's countless people around America doing nothing, staring at the wall. They have giant ships that steal sand from the bottom of the ocean, and it ruins the habitat of the ocean life while at the same time destroying beaches, since the waves bring the sand on the beaches back to fill the hole from the stolen sand. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. Yeah, it's kind of like a nonstop stress. If you're a stress junkie on film and you don't like to be stressful in your own life, it's great to get involved with other people's lives that are so stressed out, because you really enjoy it vicariously without having the stress.
Wouldn't it be great? Okay?
No, it wouldn't be. All right. Yeah, it's kind of amazing how stressed out life can be, though, for people. When you sit back, take a step back and realize, wait a second, why am I getting stressed out here? I can't change the outcome. Once you realize sometimes it's out of your control, then you can begin to relax. Trump Tracker GitHub. Days in office, 609. Promises. Achieved 21 out of 174. Broken, 43 out of 174. Compromised, 8 out of 174. Not started, 84 out of 174 promises. That's pretty funny. That's really well done. They've taken all his promises and looked at things that succeeded and didn't succeed. Yeah. Regarding everything from the culture to the economy. Maybe don't slash taxes by 10 trillion, slash taxes by 3 trillion. Instead, maybe keep 1 trillion tax cut for small business. Not started. Yeah, the white ones are not done at all. In progress. 43, the pink ones. End of the Offshoring Act, broken promises, Restoring National Security Act. Never take a vacation while serving as president. That was a promise he made. He did it twice. It even cites the notation. That's so funny. I'm not going to take a vacation. Trump returns to Palm Beach for his third straight weekend. Very, very cool link. Thank you. That'll go in our Trump library. I'm a nice guy, yeah. New season on Monday, really? Transgender? It's going to be on Netflix, or is it just going to be playing live on whatever channel it came on? Yo, Dave, let's do some cooking, bitch. I'm not your bitch, man. I can't believe you just called me bitch. You got some gall, man. Y'all be dissing on me? That's not cool, man. I don't think it's cool, man. Hey, we've got a thing coming up here which depicts the important things that America is offering us. We're offering you a chance to work in any number of fields. You could be working on our water program. You could be putting in solar rooftops, or you could be fixing up houses. So we offer jobs for everybody who's going to be unemployed in the future, replaced by automation. None of these things that we're looking at require automation. Not even necessarily the making of the solar panels, but they might. Thank you. It's reference to showing Breaking Bad, bitch. Oh, I get it. Oh, yeah. They use those words in those sick shows that you watch on Netflix. Jesse Pinkman. It was a quote from Jesse Pinkman. I'm not your bitch, bitch. Right, the guy that's the drug dealer. Yeah, the meth head. Yeah, I know now. You totally clued me in. Thank you. I'm hearing this is almost divine what you're saying to me. Dave, my cousin stole $200 from my uncle tonight for meth. Are you serious, man? No joke. I believe you. Your uncle is going to be super pissed, man, if he got $200 stolen out of his wallet from his slime bag nephew. Man, that's messed up. I hope nobody gets hurt. It was money for his roof. So he can't even do his roof job now because the guy did his meth. You got a problem in your family, you're going to have to sort it out. Tough love. He needs to be kicked out, put in a tent. Nobody should be allowed to live in a house that steals from you. I mean it. I kid you not, man. It's not his first time either. Yeah, well, your family's being a little too nice to him. You need to be toughen up. Your mother's probably going, oh, he's working on getting off the meth, honey. Yeah, but he just stole my brother's money, $200 for the roof job. Senators are set to vote on Kavanaugh on Monday without hearing about an assault allegation. So they may just shuttle the vote through, even though the Democrats want to wait and maybe kill the whole thing before the midterms. The Democrats are working on a way to stop it. Now, Christine Blasey Ford is holding off on a full investigation. At the very least, police protection to get to and from the actual meeting because she's under death threat. And I feel bad for this woman, Christine Blasey Ford, because the Republicans seem to be using strong-arm tactics and threatening to kill her. You have been removed. After days of back and forth, the Senate Judiciary Committee is scheduled to vote on Monday on the Supreme Court nomination of Judge Brett Kavanaugh, without having heard testimony from the woman who said he attempted to rape her when they were teens. Shows you how completely out of it these prostitute congressmen are. It's ridiculous. They'll do anything for corporate donation money. They just want Brett Kavanaugh so that more foreigners can give money to our government. That's what's going down. It turns out Brett Kavanaugh was the one who actually made it all possible. Shocking, but true. Yeah, check this out. Wondering why Trump is so set on Kavanaugh? In 2011, he ruled that foreign governments could fund American super PACs. Yeah. Yep. So he made it possible that foreigners could put more money into the hands of these corrupt Republicans, like Mitch McConnell, who just gave Brett Kavanaugh the wink, saying, "Just hang in there, buddy. Just hang in there. You're going to get it." So Mitch McConnell is kind of controlling the whole thing, and he works for Russia ostensibly. He gets money from American super PACs that are funded by Russia. That's right. Foreign governments can fund American super PACs now. Isn't that amazing? I think the woman was traumatized in 2012, and I think it took some guts to stand up and say that this happened, and I think it's right that she should do it. Hey, had we listened to people that stood up against Barack Obama in the previous two elections, we would never have had Obamacare, which is costing our country an extra $350 billion a year. If only we'd listened to Larry Sinclair when he stood up and talked about what happened to him in a limousine in Gurnee, Illinois.
Where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine, after which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurnee, Illinois.
Larry Sinclair stepped up and talked about what happened to him. So people like that are strong, but oftentimes our government, corrupt pigs in government, don't want to listen. Here's an interesting stat. Elena Kagan had 99% of her records released. Sonia Sotomayor had 100% of her records released. But Brett Kavanaugh, 1 million records have been hidden from view. And even the story about Ford was being kept in abeyance by Dianne Feinstein. For some reason, I have no idea why. She's a Democrat. You'd think she'd want to get that story out there, but she was holding it too. Which makes me suspect that Dianne Feinstein has not done her job in oversight over the CIA or FBI. And that's why our country's been in war after war, which we shouldn't be in. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about the anti-war rally and how Dianne Feinstein may have been critical in not pursuing surreptitious activities by the CIA and FBI when she should have been doing her oversight all these years. Now it seems like Dianne Feinstein has been one of those flippers, turncoat. It looked creditable. First time she remembered it publicly with her family, and it was very difficult for her to talk about it. Bingo, would you want to talk about when you were raped by 4 homosexuals and left in the gutter, bleeding out? No, you wouldn't, because it never happened to you. But what if it had? It'd probably take a psychologist to talk about it. PBS. Kavanaugh ally did online searches for Christine Bailey Ford before she was revealed as the accuser, according to report. Yeah, I heard about this. Kavanaugh ally did online searches. Yep. So they knew in advance that she was going to report because he knew it was in his background. So if they knew in advance that it was happening, then how can he deny he was even at the party? All it's going to take is one honest person to step up who said, yeah, I remember that party. And yeah, he was there. Now, I wasn't there, but somebody must have that memory. Unless you've had implanted false memories put in your head. How to implant a false memory. Wow, you're really out there, Bingo. I'll let you play on, man. Bring it. That'll be in the lineup tonight. Tonight you'll learn how to implant a false memory. All right. Bottom line is Sinclair was a very strong homosexual man to step up. And he's got addictions. He doesn't mind admitting that stuff, even though it didn't help because no one listened to anything in the alternate media back in the 2008, 2012 election. We would have prevented Obamacare from happening. But oh no, if we'd only listened to a gay man who talked about snorting cocaine or doing crack with Barack Obama. Well, let's be clear. This man, Larry Sinclair, is lying flat out. He never even said that. He never said anything. Barack Obama ignored the whole thing like it didn't even happen. Well, let's be clear. I would not doubt that. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't happen, but bottom line is if you were pressed down by 2 men and you're a woman, much smaller, and they're like groping your body and feeling your breasts and grabbing you by the beep beep, you got to wonder. And then you want to scream out going, your only defense is help, please stop. And then Brett Kavanaugh puts his hand over your mouth and you're, that'd freak anybody out. She's describing a very serious offense that occurred to her, and she's suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm not surprised she hasn't stepped up at this late date. That's hard to deal with. What if they were on acid? Well, that doesn't say much about Brett Kavanaugh, does it? Oh, by the way, they were on acid. Oh, yeah, that's cool. That makes it all okay. Oh, yeah, like we would even pick Brett Kavanaugh as a Supreme Court justice if he had done acid back then. I understand they might have done some marijuana. but I can't verify that. I wasn't there. Dude, I remember like smoking a DB with him right outside the party. I know I wasn't there. But you know, you got to wonder about these hypocrites called judges. What a bunch of total hypocrites.
Hey, do you ever wonder, like, what is going on? I mean, like, do you ever, like, wake up or do something and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Hey, we've reached that time again. Big important issue is we need water. It will carry this theme over tomorrow. We don't want to forget what's important right now in America. Yeah, don't you just love that guy? Yeah, he's great. He's symptomatic of the world we live in. Hey, have you ever just like woken up and done something? So we're gonna make sure we talk about water tomorrow. And I think we're done with the homestead renewal plan. We'll talk about how we're going to build jobs with all the existing foreclosed homes in America. The government can get in on flipping houses and get a job paying $10, $25 an hour. $10 to $25 an hour. And the rooftop revolution, that's again my idea that will power up jobs building rooftops that are sustainable in America. And we will provide a free rooftop for the people that need them. And this will be done on a lottery basis. We will be able to pay for the equipment and the labor over the tenure of that time that solar panel saves energy. So as you save money on your electricity, some of that profit goes back to the U.S. government to pay for this operation. But you get to save money as well. So it's a win-win for both the consumer, customer, the homeowner, and the people installing the solar panels. All right. And as usual, we have our closing song, Can't Stop, to sign the evening off. So thank you, everybody. We will keep going. The show goes on tomorrow at 5 o'clock with the anti-war rally, like I said. But we will play videos all the way to 2 in the morning tonight to give you guys something to talk about and chat about. Thanks for coming in, everyone. Take care.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight.